So glad we got to go over this again. All right, we had some technical difficulties during my last program, but now we're going to get with it one more again here. And I'm glad that I did because some other things have occurred and some other things have happened here that have given us a bit of perspective on this. And I'm very glad that it has. So now we get to get into the 720 degrees of analysis you'll receive nowhere else. We asked a simple question. Can single moms and old women actually upgrade? And the reason why this question came about was because of the news that there's a bit of a back and forth between Cardi B and her husband, Offset. And basically, Cardi B was confronted with rumors that Offset is still out there in them streets. Shocker. And to which she was like, for the folks who were throwing it out there, what do you think's going to happen? Do you think you're going to break up my marriage? Because if you do, all that's going to happen is what? I'm going to leave and file for divorce, and then I'm going to get me a richer nigga. That's what she said. She said over and over again, I'm going to get me a richer nigga. And I got to tell you here, there's a whole lot that goes into that, and there's a whole lot that kind of makes that a little incredulous and a little hard to believe. Not because you think that Cardi is being dishonest, but because Cardi is probably not giving this the heft and shrift that it requires here. Why do I say this? I say this because, and we're going to get around this, we got a lot to cover here tonight. There is a lot to cover on tonight's program here. So just warning you all well in advance, there is a lot I want to cover on the program. We got a lot to go through here. Now, as I talked to you all here before, and we're going to speed through this a little bit today because I covered a lot of this last time and I really want to truncate it. Look it up. I really want to go ahead and make sure I go through this in an abbreviated fashion if I can. For those of you who may not know, may not be aware of whatever, Cardi B's car collection. You take a look, this is just her car collection. You got Rolls Royces, you got Bentley Mulsanne, you got Ferrari 488, you got Porsche 911 GT3, you got a Mercedes G-Wagon, the G63, not the G550. You got a Maybach S650, you got Lamborghini Urus, you got a Bentley Bentayga. You got a McLaren 720S Spider, a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. I'm telling you, does it get any bigger here, folks? Let me start in the car lot. Lamborghini Aventador S Roadster. Seems like we got to the end of the list there. Folks, you got millions of dollars worth of cars. She's got cars like you got shoes. But then again, that makes perfect sense because then you take a look in Cardi B's closet and you are talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Here's probably millions of dollars in Hermes bags. Just in Hermes bags. She's talking about she's going to get rid of Offset and she's going to take her and her kids and go get a richer nigga that's going to take care of all of this. You take a look at that right there. That's got to be millions of dollars worth. I'm going to get rid of Offset, and this is, don't worry, when I do that, the gravy train going to keep rolling because my current performance is indicative of future results. Is that where we're at? Because you got to ask yourselves one question here. Folks, plain and simple, is Cardi B going to willingly step down? Is she really going to willingly downgrade? Now, if y'all remember, I'm the guy who told all of you about Lala Anthony, Kim Kardashian, down the block, down the list. I was telling you all, this ain't gonna happen. You can't go from Kanye West to Pete Davidson. It ain't happening. You're not gonna go from Carmelo Anthony to one of the backup singers or one of the extras on BMF. It ain't happening. You got status to think of. To a chick who doesn't have a status or have a name, she might sneak around and she might try to steal one. But once your status is raised too damn high, it doesn't happen. She is not going to publicly go from Offset to a fella who makes less than she does, but not only makes less than she does, has less status. Let's be very clear. Offset is known. Whether you like Migos music or not, Offset is known. There is status to being with Offset. He is one of her peers. If not financially, he's one of her peers in the industry. Her star doesn't shine brighter than his. So you got status being with Offset. You got status from that. So where are you going to go? Where you're going to get somebody who's going to step right in and start plugging up them holes, and he's going to take in from day one? That's the question you really got to ask, is who's going to step in from day one to do that? Well, I wasn't the only person who asked this question. I wasn't the only person who was asking this. There was somebody else who was asking this, and I'm very glad that we came back to revisit this here today. There was someone else who asked this question, none other than DJ Academics. DJ Academics was asking the question. He was confronting it. And I got to tell you, you might think that DJ Academics was watching my program. You might think that DJ Academics was tuned in, because when you hear some of what DJ Academics has got to say, when you hear some of his remarks, when you hear some of his comments, you're going to swear up and down, I'll be damned. Did he listen to Jason before he picked up the microphone? Listen to what he had to say.
Hold the fuck up. Yo, Cardi. And Cardi know I love her.
Let me back up a little bit.
The album. Then couple of weeks later, months later, weeks later, I don't know, I'm going to be with another rich nigga because I'm only going to upgrade. And when I upgrade, guess what? I'm going to be all over the blogs. You're not going to stop seeing me. You're going to see another rich nigga taking care of me, giving me money, buying me gifts. So what y'all accomplishing when y'all trying to bring turmoil to my marriage? Because you're only going to take me to another blessing. I'm not like you bitches. I'm not ugly. I'm not.
Wait, hold on. Hold the fuck up. Yo, Cardi. And Cardi know I love her. Cardi know I love her. Cardi, you are very incorrect about that statement. Everything you said there was wrong. Respectfully, I'm telling you. And I know she's going to see this. Cardi, you're wrong about that. You're 100% wrong. Cardi, is a reason why you, Meg, Sweetie at a time, both the city girls, and everybody who's proclaiming it's all about being turned up outside, y'all all in relationships. I wish I would just dead this narrative. This whole like city girl, hot girl wave is over. Y'all do not like just being single and fucking random guys. That is not the thing. And to be honest, I've yet to find out or see a woman that maybe over like 1 or 2 summers, they're really just enjoying themselves being single, just driving a boat in the club, dancing with random people, going out on random dates. Most people want to get something, most women at least, want to get something solidified, and they don't want to be in those environments. To say that you would be getting turned up to go back to that environment, that's not true. You got kids at this point, Cardi. You got like 2 beautiful kids. They want to see their father. They want to see their mother. They don't want to see you coming home drunk. They don't want to see you participate in the same lifestyle that you were doing before you got to this point. So it's kind of like, I got a Nikki for the same message before. I was like what y'all are saying is not true. Y'all don't want to live that lifestyle, because if y'all did, y'all would all be single. Y'all would all be single. Then the next part of this thing that I disagree with Cardi with, again, respectfully, Cardi, you're not upgrading from Offset. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not upgrading from Offset. I know it sounds good. I'm pretty sure Beyonce thought she was gonna upgrade from, Jay-Z when she said, "I'm gonna have another you in a minute, to the left." Yeah, there's no Jay-Z. There's no more Jay-Z. And granted, Offset ain't nothing close to Jay-Z, but you're not getting another person who's gonna love you for the kid. You have kids with this guy. What?
Yeah, I mean, does that sound like what I've been saying now for years and years?
And deal with it, nigga.
Everyone, is that not what this microphone has been blazing for years now? that this is the psychology, this is the pathology. I was just the guy who had the guts to say it, but have I not been saying that for years about Beyonce? Now, I was the first person to say that about Beyonce. Academics, all these folks, years later, it's like, hey, folks are getting some courage to come on up and say, by the way, Beyonce, you ain't going to get another Jay-Z. What are you talking about? You're not going to get another Jay-Z. That's it. That's it. The next fella you get, you going to be famous for having stepped down. That's all it's going to be. Folks, you do realize that Kim Kardashian got more press and more attention because of Kanye making Instagram posts about Pete Davidson than she ever got for going somewhere with Pete Davidson. She got more attention for Kanye West making tweets about it and Instagram posts about it than she actually did for going somewhere with Pete Davidson. That's the way it works. Or should I say that's the way it doesn't? So Offset is just trying to tell you, y'all need to quit with all this. I'm going to get somebody better. You're not going to do better. Cardi needs to quit about that. I'm going to get somebody better than Offset. You're not going to do any better than that. This is it. This is the top of the mountain. From here, it is all not even a slow decline. It's just a big drop off. You leave here and it's like getting kicked out of a plane at 50,000 feet. It's not about how fast you're going to go. It's how fast you're going to hit the ground. That's really all there is to it.
For the same message before, it was like what y'all are saying is not true. Y'all don't want to live that lifestyle, because if y'all did, y'all would all be single. Y'all would all be single. Then the next part of this thing that I disagree with Cardi with, again, respectfully, Cardi, you're not upgrading from Offset. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not upgrading from Offset. I know it sounds good. I'm pretty sure Beyonce thought she was gonna upgrade from, Jay-Z when she said, I'm going to have another you in a minute. What? In a minute. What? To the left. Yeah, there's no Jay-Z. There's no more Jay-Z. And granted, Offset ain't nothing close to Jay-Z, but you're not getting another person who's going to love you for the kid. You have kids with this guy. You married him already. I think women sometimes, they're devoid of that reality. You're now a woman in your 30s with children that belong to Offset. If you think a more poppin' rapper is running along to say, other than if they're trying to use you for your clout, that's completely different. Like, you're super lit. Any nigga would want to be with you because you're super lit. Not any nigga wants to be with you while you have 2 kids, and if, hopefully you don't, you get divorced. Not any nigga. You're not upgrading. Let's cut that out. You're not going to have a richer nigga. Cut that out. It's not happening. And again, this is not personal to Cardi B. I love Cardi B. This is that most women who get to a certain part of your life, you're not getting the upgrade. It's not happening. Y'all got to tell me where the hell the upgrade's going to be. Which nigga is going to... Come on, bro. Like, are we going to really talk facts? So, that's what...
One more time here, just to remind you, if Cardi B is expecting to get upgraded, she got to get upgraded. She got to have a fella walking in the door ready to bust off a Mulsanne and a Bentayga and a Ferrari and a Porsche and a G-Wagon and a Maybach and a Urus and a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. He got to come in a McLaren. He got to come in the door from day one. He's going to have to come in the door throwing hundreds of thousands for her handbag habit in the door. And remember, he's going to have to be bigger and better and richer. He's going to have to do all that. All of it. And she's saying, don't worry, that's going to happen. And I'm like, did you do the math? There's not an endless train of 8-figure niggas running around here. Just because you associate with some of them. Oh, well, they be in my DMs when I be going places. They be sweating. Baby, Shaquille O'Neal is in chicks' DMs. Y'all, how many stories have we heard about ball players and professional athletes showing up in random Instagram hoes DMs? How many have we seen? Brittany Renner had random ball players in her DMs. That's not an accomplishment. If you all agree with what I'm saying here tonight, because my likes are kind of low, I guess y'all don't like what you're hearing. But if I'm telling the truth, y'all give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button for me. It's almost 2,000 people in here tonight, and I know what I'm saying is dashing the hopes of a lot of washed up broads, but I got to tell the truth tonight. The downgrade is real. The downgrade is real, and the downgrade is crushing. There's a lot of chicks right now, I mean, their souls are cracked and broken after seeing this, but it's just the damn truth. Baby, you can't upgrade from an Offset. You, ladies, you will be lucky if in your lives you have hit the lottery and the Powerball and the jackpot at the casino if you can bump into one man who makes 7 figures. That's literally the top half of 1% of the population. If you can run into a guy who makes 7 figures, that's 1/2 of 1% of the American population. And if you end up in a situation where you are in a relationship of any kind, I'm talking about Mariah Mills and Zion Williamson, baby, you are in the top 1/5 of 1% of women. And women outnumber men. You're in the top 1/5 of 1% of women. The other 99.7% of the population can't even get that far. They can't even get jump off status to these fellas. They can't even get side chick status to these fellas, much less get access to the bank. Damn a bag, getting access to the bank. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So if you find yourself in such a fortuitous situation, just understand you are damn lucky. You are exceptional. You are a unicorn. So this idea that you gonna hop from one 7-figure horse to another, man, that sounds real cute when you trying to save face. Yeah, they can keep singing that Ciara prayer all they want to. There's a reason why the only one we can name is Ciara. There's a reason why that's the only one you can name. Don't worry, I'm going to get into some more before it's over. Don't worry, I'm just getting started. I got some others I want to talk about here before it's over. Oh, don't worry. I'm shattering hearts and dreams tonight. I'm breaking hearts and dreams tonight, but I got to. Going back to academics here.
It's not happening. And again, this is not personal to Cardi B. I love Cardi B. This is that most women who get to a certain part of your life, you're not getting the upgrade. It's not happening. Y'all got to tell me where the hell the upgrade's going to be. Which nigga is going to... Come on, bro. Like, are we going to really talk facts? So, that's what... And by the way, you know, again, Cardi's in a very unique position and the majority of women ain't. So when I'm correcting her statements, Cardi's a 101. Maybe she could. I think it's a small chance, but maybe she could. The majority of women, not even a fucking chance in fucking hell. This is where I think the disingenuousness comes in when these women are looking up to other women. Women will listen to, hey, go outside, pop your pussy in the club, and they're listening to the woman who's married at home with her husband, with kids. They're not listening to, like, if y'all want to do that, go listen to Sexy Red. I don't know if she got a man, but she's promoting all that Pound Town, get fuck shit. All right, listen to her. But y'all listen to Beyonce, Cardi B, shit, even the city girls, they got their own situation. These are women who are in like, bro, they don't want to be outside. They don't want to be outside. If the women listen, when it comes to female rap, I've always just said, man, it's like the preacher who says, do what I say, but not do what I do. Because it's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. I used to show you with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj says, yo, y'all girls only wife up or only get in a relationship with a rich nigga. Yo, you got in a relationship with a nigga who's just a local hood nigga. Like, what are you talking about? How could you preach that to your audience while you're doing the opposite?
Auntie, chill.
Or maybe you should adjust your message. Right, Nikki?
In the chat room, I know some of y'all are hating on academics, and I understand. Keep your comments. This isn't the time to try out your comedy career. We holding class in here right quick. We're holding class. Because there are lessons to be learned. The brother is telling the truth. He's telling the truth. I mean, we can't get mad about that. So let's not sit up here and try to deflect and distract now. It's time to put your grown folks hats on. Because he's telling the truth. It's exactly what you've been hearing from me for the longest time. It's just now you got somebody in the industry. Now you got somebody, with that kind of audience, scale of audience, just saying what I've been saying the whole time. I've been talking about Nicki Minaj for years. For years. I've been saying this forever, that, by the way, she didn't get mobbed up with a dude whose money is flush. And she got not mobbed up with a fellow who's her socioeconomic inferior. He's her socioeconomic subordinate. And she treats him as such. Somebody tell me, when have you ever seen Nicki Minaj look up to that man? You tell me the time that you've seen Nicki Minaj speaking of him as if she admires him. He's somebody who, for her and her background, she feels safe because he can be easily controlled. But that's why she got to double grind to make more money, because she understands she got to pull him. She got to pull him. You've seen Cardi B. You have seen her with Offset. You take a look at this picture right here. Body language. Come on now, put all the bull crap to the side. Put down your Legos and let's grow up for a moment here. You take a look at this picture right here. Russell Wilson ain't never seen this. Russell Wilson is still waiting to see what this feels like. Russell Wilson is like, damn, that look like it'd be nice. Russell Wilson's never seen this. He's never experienced this. You take a look at her. Y'all know what it is. Offset is looking at the people. Offset is like, yeah, I'm the man. He looking at the people. She's looking at him. He's looking at the people. The people are looking at him, and she's looking at him too. You take a look at that look on her face. She's like a fan to him. She's like a fan. You can't fake that. Either the chick you with sees you as a boss. Either the chick you with sees you as the man. Either the chick you with admires you. Or she doesn't. And you all have never seen this picture with Nicki Minaj, and you ain't gonna see it. You're not gonna see it. That's the whole point where I've been making for years now. I've been making this point forever because, you're not really going to see that. You're not going to see it. There's some folks out there who might wish they could, but the bottom line is, you're not going to see that. This is the part right here that's missing. It doesn't matter how much money Nicki Minaj makes. It doesn't even matter that technically maybe Cardi B makes more money than Offset. I don't know. We know they're at least neck and neck. But the bottom line is she admires Offset. She recognizes him not only as her peer, but as her senior. He's the guy who gives her shine. Folks, can you name anybody else that she would be married to that anybody would give a damn about? He gives her shine. He gives her status. When she says, I'm with Offset, she gets status from that. Folks ain't asking about Offset and the other hoes. That's a given. Long as she's with Offset, you get shine from that. Long as you can say Kanye West is my husband. Y'all ain't gonna like what the hell I'm gonna tell you. It is better and more influential to be in a toxic relationship with Kanye West than to be in a, relationship with Joe six pack. It is what it is. It is what it is. You ain't gotta like it, but it is what it is. One of y'all's giving her something to remember. The other one's giving her something to forget. Oh, he was treating me so bad and all these other women. Baby, you was getting cheated on by Offset. Let me be very, very clear. The rest of y'all gonna get cheated on by the average nigga. You're gonna get cheated on by a guy making $50,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year. Man, that's working class in America. Update your damn files. Inflation has wiped out what you used to call rich. Affluent is down there. Man, they're not even affluent anymore. $200,000, man. You in New York City, you just over broke with $200,000. In Los Angeles, you ain't no baller in Los Angeles making $200,000 a year. You're not a baller in LA making $200,000 a year. You're not a baller in New York making $200,000 a year. You're not a baller in Miami making $200,000 a year. You're not a baller in Atlanta. You're not a baller in DC making $200,000 a year. You're not a baller in Jersey City. I've been there. You ain't a baller, especially the closer you get to New York City. I've been to them places. You ain't no baller in Jersey City looking across the ocean, looking across the river in New York. You ain't no baller. You ain't a baller in Chicago. North Side stand up. Lincoln Yards, well, you're going to get there in a minute. Hell, Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field. I'm talking about, I ain't going to talk about that. Wrigley Field. You ain't no baller around there. You ain't no baller around there. Come on now. Let's get real. Downtown Detroit. You ain't no baller making $200,000 a year. Minneapolis, Minnesota, you're not a baller making $200,000 a year. Who the hell lied to you? Who lied to you? Dallas, Texas, the Dallas Metroplex, all I got to say is one word, Plano. You ain't no, that's not even Dallas proper. You ain't no baller there. You ain't balling. I mean, I'm just naming the major cities. Some of y'all are naming some of the mid-sized cities, and you ain't even balling there. Nashville, I made a documentary about that. You ain't balling in Davidson County. You ain't balling in Davidson County, making $200,000 a year. $200,000 a year, and you ain't balling. Think about that for a few moments. $200,000 a year, and you not balling. Oh, Frisco, Texas, don't even start me about my old stomping grounds. Don't even start me there. Don't even get Irving, Grapevine, Las Colinas. Let the horses out. And everybody talking about the deep south, man, that's going the way of the dinosaur too. I'm not even naming places like Seattle, San Diego, Sacramento, New Mexico. Albuquerque done blowed the hell up as far as pricing. Phoenix, Tucson. You ain't balling making $200,000 a year. $200,000 a year is working class. I'm talking about if your home is paid for. You can be sitting there with your home paid for and $200,000 a year is working class, man. You ain't ball. It's not like $200,000 is going to put you in a Bentley. You better go check the prices on them damn things. No, Denver, Boulder, Colorado Springs, Commerce. Y'all don't want me to sit up here and tell you what I've been across this country. How much money you got to make? $500,000 to start. High value today is at least $500,000. High value starts, and to be totally honest, that's not even high value. Affluent is $500,000. You making $1 million, now you high value. $2 million now or more, now you peak value. Baby, that's balling today. You got to be at least $500,000, and that's balling. And I didn't say big balling. I didn't say you big balling. I didn't say that. I said simply for you to be balling today. Just the starting point is $500,000. The starting point's $500,000. You go to New York City. Ain't nobody impressed to hear you say you make $250,000 a year in New York. Y'all, across America, stand up. In D.C., if somebody tells you they're making $250,000, are you impressed? In the Capital District in D.C., can you even live in the Capital District? I'm talking about the whole thing. Not just near the White House or near the Capitol building. I'm talking about the whole thing till you get out to the 8 streets. Can you even do that? The Florida Grill, all the way out to where the Florida Grill is. In D.C., are people impressed to hear you make $250 a year? Ooh, you make $250. You doing good. You make good money. Really? In D.C.? Hell, I'll go even better than that. Alexandria, Arlington. I can name all the places out there. Are y'all impressed? In Atlanta, stand up. All up and down Ted Turner Way, Abernathy Way. Is anybody impressed to hear you make $250 in downtown Atlanta? Is anybody impressed by that? Anybody? Hell, Miami. Man, look at that chicken feed. That's chicken feed. You can rent an apartment in Brickell with $250. You can rent an apartment in Brickell. You need to get your ass up and go check out the Aston Martin building. They should be just about finished with the damn thing by now. 2nd Street, stand up. Biscayne Way, stand up. The Aston Martin building. Those condos are starting at what? $1 million, $2 million in Miami, not New York. Those are starting at $1 to $2 million. Starting. And that one's going to be just the first of several. You telling me that you going to be able to, and what do you think that's going to do to the housing prices of all those other apartment buildings right across the street from the Aston Martin building? Y'all ain't thought this over for a moment. Have you all down there in Miami thought about, by the way, even the folks who can't afford their little old apartments across the street from the Aston Martin building, have you considered what those rents are going to be when they get done now? Have you considered what right across the street, over there on the side of the street where the Marriott Marquis is? Hell, and on the other side of the bay, the other side of the river there. You see all those little condos over there when you go across the river. What's going to happen to the price of those now that the Aston Martin building is, if it's not done, it should be just about. What do you think is going to happen to those with stuff going for $1 million to $2 million to start and topping out at, I think they've raised the thing since then, $6 to $8 million. Probably going to be some for $10 million. What's going to happen to everybody else? So the money I'm telling you right now, those things are $5,000 to $10,000 for the ones across the street. You can't live in them things making $200,000 a year. You're gone. You're gone. Well, don't worry. I'll go ahead and ball out and bail out. Where are you going? You going to Fort Lauderdale? That's where black folk hide out at when they can't afford Miami. They all hide out in Fort Lauderdale. Well, Jason, now going up to Hollywood. Good luck up there. Good luck up there. Port St. Lucie, all right. Punta Gorda, is that where you going? Where you gonna go in Orlando? Where you gonna be at? Tricky Nick said, I'm going to Pensacola, said straight to the Panhandle. You better hurry up while you can still afford it. Hell, what is $200,000 gonna get you today in Tampa? Tampa was always seen as the poor man. Tampa and Jacksonville. Tampa, Florida and Jacksonville, Florida were always seen as the poor man. Tom Brady came to Tampa. That was the end of that. What you gonna do in Tampa, Florida today now that Tom Brady came to town and put y'all on the map? Now that Tom Brady has put Tampa on the map, what you gonna do with Tampa now with $200,000? I was there. I was going on the freeway. I took a little trip through there on the freeway when Tom came. They had that big ass billboard before the man even got there. Tampa was already celebrating, and I said, they gonna raise the rents on y'all now. They gonna raise the rents on everybody now in Tampa. It's over for Tampa. They brought Tom Brady here simply so Tampa would be on the map. That's a wrap. It's over. Tampa's done. Tampa's done. Tampa's done. It's not a tangent, it's spitting facts, dude. If reality's hurting your feelings, I don't know what to tell you. This is math. This is mathematics. I'm telling y'all right now, working class and balling is two separate damn things. It's two separate damn things. You ain't gonna get it nowhere else like this. It's two separate things. Was she talking about living like it's like, baby, there's very few men who can support that. I'm talking about for her creature comforts. I'm not even talking about for the extras. I'm talking about just for the creature comforts that she's accustomed to. Just to take care of, how much does a fella have to be making just to be able to gift her one Birkin bag without totally decimating his finances? Plant-based ministries, that with a name like that, you should just be quiet. You need to get your funds up. Yeah, we'll have plant-based ministries call up when I open up the phone lines here in a minute. Fellas, ladies, how much does a man have to make to be able to gift? Because you see what she wants. You look in that closet. That's what she used to living like. Hell, remember, you can't even just walk into Birkin and buy nothing if you're not a celebrity. You can't just walk into Birkin and buy nothing. Yeah, you got a plant-based minister in here. If your money was straight, you wouldn't have to worry about that. The plant-based minister. What am I supposed to do with them right there? You say, oh, if I ever get my money right, you need to worry about less about that. You wouldn't have to be eating grass and thistles. Don't worry, we'll have you call up. Remember, for those of you who don't know, you can't just walk into an Hermes store and buy something. You basically got to develop some kind of relationship with them unless you're a celebrity. Now, if you're a celebrity, they'll let you skip the line. But for everybody else, you got to buy all these little trinkets and work your way up over time. You can't just walk in and buy a Kelly. You can't just walk in and buy a Birkin. That's not the way their little ripoff scam store works. So, in other words, just to gift her a Birkin that she would like, you're going to have to do something totally different. You got to do something different, so you're going to have to already have spent some money before you could even do this. And she's talking about she's going to replace Offset with somebody richer. And she's already letting you know he got to come in the door doing this. It sounds so cute and so great. Talking trash on the internet, that sounds so cute and so great. That's not the way the real damn world works.
But not do what I do. Because it's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. I used to show you with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj says, yo, y'all girls only wife up or only get in a relationship with a rich nigga. Yo, you got in a relationship with a nigga who's just a local hood nigga. Like, what are you talking about? How could you preach that to your audience while you're doing the opposite? Or maybe you should adjust your message. Right, Nikki? Maybe you should say, find somebody you love, and hopefully you're in a good financial position, or they are, but money doesn't matter. Whoever you love, that matters.
Now, that would actually be honest for the general female population. That would actually be an honest statement to make. Here is the problem, academics. The problem is that every single female sees herself as a dime. Every single female today, ladies, we just telling the truth. All of you, ALL, all of you, 100% of you. You truly do believe that there is no difference quantitatively between you, Cardi B, Beyonce, Pam Grier. You all really believe that you're all on the same level. Fellas, y'all know it. When she tells you she thinks she's an 8, she really does believe that. She's like, I'm just an 8 of a different color. Well, yeah, I might be a size 18 and I might have a buck-tooth space between my teeth. I might be cross-eyed and my hair might look like burritos, but I think I'm an 8. That's the problem. Men who truly balling at that level are 1% of the population. Yeah, but 90% of the female population, including the elderly and handicapped, y'all, this chick is one-legged and one-eyed telling you that she's a dime. What? I'm not kidding. She's 70 years old talking about she can compete in the club with the young chicks.
Auntie, chill.
Am I lying? Am I lying? Come on now. Every single female thinks that she's a dime today. Every single female thinks she needs to be with a millionaire today. You know why? Because every single female has got her dream car. When she enters the real world economy, that's when she figures out, don't matter how much of a boss babe you think you are, Mercedes does not take boss babe currency. Mercedes only takes greenbacks. So she can buy herself a little handbag. She can buy herself a little ball cap, but to truly get to that balling level, she gonna have to have a workhorse. She's gonna have to have a man who is built to make that kind of thing happen. And every female today wants a G-Wagon. We had a bunch of lying ass women. Y'all remember we had a bunch of women lying their asses off. Talking about that wasn't what they wanted. Had a bunch of them just lying. Meanwhile, every single fella in here has had a relationship with, and there was a woman who sat up here and was holding out for a better, richer, more affluent option than you. And you know it. That's why you can't lie to us, because all of us have been in situations and relationships where you had a female who's holding out for a better, richer option. Made that very clear. So every woman wants that life. Cardi B has the ability to get that with her own income, but the bottom line is Cardi B made it and everybody else wants it. Everybody else wants it. So it's an inexhaustible supply, because the majority of the female, only 1% of the male population is at that level, but 90% of the female population thinks they deserve to be with that man. And can we be honest why? Ladies, I'm going to get to this here and get back to academics in just a moment. But the real reason for it, why, ladies, here's the bottom line. The bottom line is you don't have any status with your own money or your own income. That doesn't give you status. Why do every female have a princess fantasy? Why do you think marriages cost so damn much? Why do you think homecomings cost so damn much? Why do you think new wardrobes cost so damn much? Because every female has a princess fantasy. Y'all, let me tell you, when's the last time you went shopping for shades with a chick? Fellas, when's the last time that you went to a store, a designer store, shopping just for sunglasses with a broad? Don't you know these women today, they even got their own type of sunglasses they like. Them things cost $300, $400, $500, $600. And that's the light end, by the way. They're expensive, but that's the light end. I've seen them go all the way up to $1,500 and $2,000. And every single one of these chicks wants it. Every single one. That's why you got to be careful what you do and what they driving. If she messes around and gets a panoramic sunroof on the car, she's like, hey, I got to have the sunglasses to go with this panoramic sunroof. I got to have the sunglasses to go with the panoramic sunroof. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody getting in on it now, because every woman is saying, I refuse to be, remember, these deadly 3 words. I want everybody to listen right here. These deadly 3 words. These are deadly 3 words. How many times have you all heard some chick? It didn't matter how raggedy. It didn't matter how single momish. It didn't matter what was going on with her. How many of you have heard some chick sit up here and tell you, know your worth? What? I know my worth. You're not going to get me to settle. See, I'm bringing this 720 degrees. This is where the rationale smashes into itself. Fellas, this is why the women have to look you in the face and lie to you. If you have a female who has ever posted the words, know your worth, that's what she means. While they sitting up here lying and while you got some beta male butt-kissing jackasses in my chat room trying to go along with it. Fellas, the women are telling you what the lie is. When she says, I know my worth, what she's telling you is, yeah, and my worth is a G-Wagon. And if you attempt to tell her, quote, that's not realistic, even if she sits there and nods her head and says, yeah, you right, behind her eyeballs, she's saying, hating ass nigga. You old hating ass nigga. I'm worth that. I'm talking about demonic. I'm talking about the exorcist. She's y'all, if the women won't tell you the damn truth, I will. Fellas, now you know why you can't get them to lower their price. This is what know your worth means. Know your worth is a collective, holistic statement. It's a holistic statement. I know my worth. I know what I'm worth. You want me to settle. When they get together in little groups, know your worth. What do they tell in those groups? Do these women ever tell each other you can't have a G-Wagon that's too damn expensive? See, they'll sit here in our chat room and bull jive their asses through things and tell you, oh, I don't want no G-Wagon. When these chicks get alone in their Facebook groups, fellas, they over there talking about G-Wagons, Bentleys, Cullinans, space shuttles, you name it. Nobody over there is in those groups telling each other, baby, you know that's too much, right? Fellas, wake the hell up. When these women get alone with each other at their jobs, they ain't talking like that. They're not sitting up here telling you this garbage that they're sitting here saying in this chat room today. You know, baby, you know there's too much right now. You know you can't get that. Hell no. When they get together with each other, anything you want, you can get it. You is worthy. Well, that's what the hell they mean. That's what the hell women mean when they say know your worth. They mean what V was telling y'all here last year. You can have it all. Fellas, they ain't joking when they say I think I can have it all. A-L-L. They mean all. All. All of it. Complete and total sublime. Look it up. Complete and total satisfaction with their lives. That's what they think. That's what they mean when you hear the words, know your worth. I know my worth. So that's the reason why academics, what he's saying is true, but these hoes ain't listening. Did he just sit here and say hoes? I damn sure did.
And deal with it, nigga.
I sure did. That's the problem. Academics, you're telling the truth. You're repeating what I've been saying for years. Kevin Samuels was saying it after me, but it's not going to register because at the end of the day, the only way that this is going to sink in and become a reality is if you can convince the majority of the female population that lies in chat rooms like mine, comes right in here and starts telling bald-faced lies that they would be okay without it when you know damn well they're lying. If you could only convince them that that is their worth. How many of the women can you sit here today and get them in this chat room and tell them, look here, baby, a Hyundai Sonata is your worth. That is your worth. That is what you are worth. Right there. A Hyundai Sonata. Now till the end of your life. Now she'll sit there and let you talk. She'll sit there and let you talk, but she's sitting there the whole time saying, yeah, I ain't listening to this nigga. This chat room don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm gonna get me that. And even when it never happens, she'll be sitting there with, boss simp telling him, oh, everything's all right, but she is screaming at him from behind her eyes. You old worthless nigga. Where is my damn Ferrari? Where is my damn G-Wagon? I know my worth. And the very fact that I've been throwing these legs open for you, that means that you are supposed to reward me with all this stuff I couldn't figure out how to get myself. You're supposed to reward me with that. on account of the simple fact I've been gapping these legs for the last few years. I give you sex, you give me a Maybach. That's the deal. That's the agreement. And it doesn't matter what female you talk to. It doesn't matter how old the female is. It doesn't matter how out of shape. It doesn't matter how unattractive. It doesn't matter what happens. They all, A-L-L, all, every single one of them, they all believe that they are all worthy of the exact same reward, no matter how they look, no matter how they act. So academics, I just informed everybody here tonight, that's the reason why, even though what you're saying is true, it is also impractical. It can't work because the females aren't going to go along with it. The females as a group are all telling themselves that they all have equal value. And even when you explain to them they don't have equal value, they're like, well, let me go see if I can go steal it somewhere. So what he's saying is true, but impractical.
Because when all y'all was talking about, oh, nah, just make sure you in his pockets, make sure that nigga buy you this. What is your husband buying you? Nigga, it's a certified DoorDash runner for you. It's a fact.
Did academic just say that her dude was a certified DoorDash runner?
What?
Folks, do you know that people in Miami trying to make $100,000 just to be comfortable, not to be affluent, just to be comfortable? Do you understand that? Just to be comfortable. And meanwhile, you got famous single moms and wannabe single moms and old women sitting up here telling you that you ain't got nothing to worry about. I'll just replace them. And even though they couldn't do it, everything's a damn step down. They don't tell you any of that part about the journey down. It's just this big, long, ugly ass journey down. And meanwhile, you got chicks like Nicki Minaj and they can't get a producer. They can't get a producer. That's the point I'm trying to make. They can't get one. Think about that for a few moments. They sit up here singing their songs and everything else. They ran out of producers. It doesn't work.
Maybe you should say, find somebody you love, and hopefully you're in a good financial position, or they are, but money doesn't matter. Whoever you love, that matters. Because when all y'all was talking about, oh, nah, just make sure you in his pockets, make sure that nigga buy you this. What is your husband buying you? Nigga, it's a certified DoorDash runner for you. It's a fact. So you're preaching one thing, you're not living the same thing. And again, I'm not mad at these women because they're all unicorns. They're going to have the opportunity that regular women don't have. But I do have to kill the message because this is why we have so much degeneracy among regular women. You have women who have 3 kids who tell you they're still in the club. My nigga, you got 3 kids that are looking out for you. Like, there's no man that's meeting you in the club when you tell them you got 3 kids, and they're not saying, oh, shit, you got 3 suckers, you got 3 kids, 3 baby dads, you got 3 suckers who impregnated you. You telling me you got 3 kids, it just told me, nigga, you better pull the fuck out extra early, or you better wear that motherfucking Trojan condom. Let's be honest. So I listened to this and I was like, it's no way Cardi's thinking, oh, I could just replace Offset like that. No, that's a husband. That's your husband right there. And by the way, it's vice versa, only for you, Cardi. Not for the majority of women, for you. Offset can't replace you neither. That is true. But hearing this, I was like, yo, Cardi's tripping.
Here's where you got a problem, though, because, could he replace Cardi? Well, all I can say is when you think about it for a few moments, no disrespect, what would the criterion look like? What would the replace her criterion look like? light skin, long weave, tattoos. I mean, what does the Latina from New York? What's the criterion look like? I'm asking for a friend. What does the criterion look like? Can somebody tell me? Light skin, Latina, long hair, long weave, throwing their butt cheeks in New York. I'm asking for a friend. What exactly is the criterion? Because man, Offset is turning them down, or in some cases not turning them down, which is precisely the problem. But Offset is turning them down every damn where. What you talking about? I'm just saying. So, okay. All right. Trying to hang with you there. I really, really am. Trying to hang with you. But, yeah, Offset, I think his chances of being able to find another Cardi B, because remember, for men, the financial component isn't the same. For Cardi B, the financial component is a requirement. So a man who's able to master this capitalist socioeconomic system at a very high level is a requirement. It's not the same requirement for men. He just needs her to look like Cardi B. He doesn't need her to be as famous as Cardi. He doesn't need her to be, as well known as Cardi. A man doesn't need that from Cardi B. I mean, if he wants to replace Cardi B, he doesn't really need that. He just needs her to be built a certain way, that she could be a Cardi B knockoff. Without the financial component, he'll take care of the financial component. If she looks a certain way and she looks right, he's like, hey, don't worry, I'll take care of the rest. He just needs her to be built a certain way. So the requirements over here on this side of the fence are different. So I'm like, yeah, actually, finding her replacement might not be nearly as difficult as you might want to believe. Not really.
Clearly, she's mad at her husband, so that's why she's popping her shit. She's a bronze chick. She gonna pop her shit, but Cardi gotta realize, you got family with this nigga. You're not about to find some other nigga with no kids, unless you're about to go take care of somebody else's kids. And then when you go take care of somebody else's kids, that baby mama gonna be on your ass. So even if that nigga do got more money than that Offset, which is highly improbable, you know how many people have more money than Offset? You're talking about everybody who's in the industry, which is a finite bunch.
A good upgrade.
Look,
to drop an album. I just wanna like this.
I'm going to go ahead and stop that there because basically that's the major thrust of it there. So DJ Academics, like I say, it's a good thing I came back to revisit this because, yeah, he's basically reflecting what I said the whole time. Who's going to be able to, how many men can step in from day one and are willing to extend themselves to her to this degree? How many? How many can? First of all, forget how many will. The first question is how many can? Because this is a tough road to hoe. How many can? There's not a lot. There really, really aren't. There really, really aren't. So that's something to keep in mind here. I was taking a look at something else here earlier. Because some folks here, like I say, your man Shaquille O'Neal is getting into more trouble again. Your man Shaquille O'Neal was getting into more trouble, but kind of getting into more trouble because this actually shines a particular spotlight on this kind of thing here. Shaquille O'Neal said what? Shaquille O'Neal leaves fans divided. Boy, these tabloid newspapers and their garbage. Leaves them divided. How you figure that? Leaves fans divided after revealing why he still calls ex Shawnee my wife despite divorce. There is a story behind the story. There's a story behind the story. I want to go into this real quick here. The 51-year-old NBA legend spoke about his former spouse on the first episode of R&B artist Monica's new podcast, Mo Talk. Everybody got a podcast today. All right. Welcome to my world. Hope you can swim with the sharks. O'Neal finalized his divorce from Henderson. Really? So they ain't calling her Shaw O'Neal. Okay. There's a reason for that. O'Neal finalized his divorce from Henderson in 2011. She remarried in 2022 and recently celebrated her 1-year anniversary with Houston-based pastor Keon Henderson. Yet, at the end of the day, Shaquille still sees his former spouse Shawnee as, quote, my wife, despite their divorce. Shawnee's married, O'Neal told Monica. I'm happy for her. I hope this gentleman treats her the way she's supposed to be treated. I'll still love her. She's still my wife. I'll always protect, provide, and love her, married or not. Then you keep going down here. It says Shaq has the same beliefs in regard to Arnett Yarborough, with whom he shares his first child, daughter Tahira. During his NBA career, O'Neal married Henderson in 2002. They share 4 children together. And the rest of this you can see on here. So Shaquille O'Neal he can afford to say that. Shaq can afford to say that because he's paying the woman $50,000 a month in alimony. He's paying the woman 50 G's a month in alimony. $50,000 a month. This woman is getting over $500,000 a year simply because she was married to this man. 600 G's a year. No labor involved. And if he had been in California, it would have been worse. If he had gotten divorced in California, it would have been worse. Much worse. However, and this goes back to tonight's topic here. Understand something, the overwhelming majority of what she got now is because of this man right here, the $400 million man, because this is the new guy. Now, some of you might recognize him. He's one of these folk here who shows up on those Instagram memes and stuff all the time. Did he say men cry? Okay, let me... Where is it? All right. Got a feeling, I don't know. I might be premature, but I got a feeling I'm gonna need it. So just in case. All right, let's see what this means.
To detoxify what it means to be a man. Being a man doesn't mean we can do everything. Let me tell you something. That man cries. I ain't never seen my daddy cry before. It's because he wouldn't let you see it. But let me tell you, your daddy cries. He goes in the bathroom and locks the door and cries in the shower. Make sure that his eyes are not red when he comes out, because he knows all of his life tears have been met with condescending comments like weak. He doesn't cry like you. He don't cry with tears. He cries with another woman. He cries by going and buying a sports car and washing it all day long. He cries by buying jewelry and watches. He cries by buying rims. Oh, he will get attention from somebody if you won't give it to him. We have to detoxify what it...
All right. I'm not going to say I totally disagree with everything he had to say. I'm not going to say I totally disagree with it. I mean, I get it. I kind of get what he's saying. And I've heard some of his other stuff, and let me tell you, he's not bad. I'm not going to say he's awful. I mean, he's certainly not in Creflo Dollar territory, but I will say, the ladies, brother, I hear what you're trying to sell, and so I'll give you credit, but let's just keep it real. Come on now. Let's just keep it a buck. So I'm not going to say he was completely wrong. I'm not going to say he was, because that's not correct. But what I will say is women ain't respecting that. They ain't respecting that. I went and looked up his net worth. They talking about like $8 million. Okay, $8 million. I mean, all right. Well, if we do that, take a look here. Your 1-year update, folks. All right. All right. All right. Shawnee Henderson says newlywed life with husband Keon, quote, is amazing. I love this guy. The best part about it is he's my best friend. He's my best friend. The Basketball Wives star told People. Would she even have met this man if she weren't on Basketball Wives? In other words, she even has her current marriage. She even has Shaquille O'Neal to thank for that. Shawnee Henderson, rather. Shawnee and Keon Henderson, loving is easy. People caught up with the Hendersons, who tied the knot in May 2022 after their first year as a married couple at Ladylike Foundation's Women of Excellence Awards and Fashion Show over the weekend. Quote, newlywed life is amazing, Shawnee, 48, told People. I love this guy, and the best part about it is he's my best friend. All right, I want to ask everyone a question here. I want to ask you all a question, particularly from the women. Ladies, when you are in the presence or if you are under the management of a masculine male that you look up to, do you use words like friend? Ladies, when you are exchanging energy with a masculine being that you respect and admire as a masculine being, do you all use words like friend? Do you use phrases like nice guy? Do you use terms like human being? Do you use terms like decent? Do you use terms like friendly? Do you use words like that when you are discussing a masculine being with whom you have sexual attraction? Because here's the thing that a lot of folk here want to try to disregard, and this dovetails off of what I was saying here before with DJ Academic. If I want to sit up here and disregard that, you can't disregard this. For years now, you've heard folks sit up here and tell you that when their relationships went bad, what was their first sign that they should have seen something was wrong, that this person doesn't see you the way, with the esteem that you think they should see you with? They use certain words and phrases in relation to you. They talk about you as a friend. Why would a woman want her husband to be her friend? Why would a woman want to describe her husband, her soulmate, her masculine leader as a friend? You got to watch out when a woman is using terms and words and terminology that is interchangeable with what she could say to her co-workers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to be careful when a woman is using terminology and phrases that are interchangeable with people she works with. Talking about my buddy. Dude, you're supposed to be her husband. And what I'm saying is that, can we just admit what the hell happened? Okay, y'all know, you know me with Shaquille O'Neal. You know there's no love lost. So you know that everything I'm about to tell you right now is the truth, because you know there is no love lost between me and Shaquille O'Neal. There isn't. Ain't gonna be. I stand by every word that I have said about Shaquille O'Neal over the last decade or so. So it ain't gonna change. But I'm also gonna tell you this. Shaquille O'Neal was in the league. Shaquille O'Neal was operating at the highest levels. Shaquille O'Neal is a respected businessman today who owns car washes, franchises. He don't make money from basketball like that no more. Shaquille O'Neal, you didn't know he's going to do it, but he took the endorsements and everything else. He rolled it over. And now he's living lavish off of what he's gotten after the NBA. But you don't get that by being Mr. Nice Guy. So what I'm telling you all is that, yeah, if you gonna roll with Shaquille O'Neal, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be boot camp. It's got to be. If you gonna roll with Shaquille O'Neal, it's gonna be some side hoes. He's away from home too damn much to be doing that. Jason, you say, I damn sure did. This is the life. If you gonna be with a top 1/2 of 1%er, that's what it's gonna be. Because they all like that. ALL, all of them. Carmelo Anthony, squeaky clean Kobe. I ain't gonna spit on Kobe name tonight, y'all. I ain't gonna spit on his name tonight. I'm not gonna do it, but we all know Kobe. Kobe felt like he could kind of snitch, didn't he?
Auntie, chill.
I'm just gonna say that one time. We're gonna sweep that back under the. I only took it out for a minute so y'all can peek at it. But by the way, didn't Kobe kind of snitch? Okay, we're gonna leave it alone though. We're gonna leave it alone. We're not gonna just keep dragging it. But yeah. Come on now. Come on now. Some of them saying take it easy on Kobe. Come on. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go now. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go. Okay, I don't know if they're having a crackhead moment in the chat room. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check and see if they done hit the pipe. We'll have to see. Sometimes some folks mess up so much I gotta get a damn sound clip for them. Let's not have a crack pipe moment. But in any case, if you're gonna be hitting things with Shaquille O'Neal, you got to be ready. You got to be ready. And you got to be a female who's built for that. This man didn't get where he is by being Mr. Nice Guy. You can't be with a fellow here. He's not going to be sitting up here playing it nice. He didn't get where he is by playing it easy. So here she is today with this pastor fella after she done been with Shaquille O'Neal, after she done been through the boot camp. Hell yeah, she wants a little cookie dough soft nigga. I'm not dissing you, bruh. I think some of the stuff you said is cool, but I got to call it for what it is. I got to call it for what it is, man. I got to say it for what it is. You came up. Bruh, you came up. I ain't hating on you. Run it, dude. I got no problem with that, but I got to tell the truth, bruh. She was a come up for you. You weren't a come up for her. She was a come up for you. On account of the fact that her name used to be Shawnee O'Neal. So she's a come up for you, bruh. I ain't hating on it. But I'm just saying, hey, can we just say it like it is? Now, way more people know who he is now because they come to the church. Hey, is Shawnee coming? Is Shawnee coming through? I mean, take a look at the videos on his website. Take a look at he got the suit on and everything with them shoes. Is he wearing socks? Brother, are you wearing socks? Or did he just say no? So white, so fresh, so clean with no socks. Is he wearing socks, y'all? I have to get real close to see him. I'm just wondering if he's having an outcast moment. So white, so fresh, so clean with no socks. I mean, come on now. Come on. Y'all, he think he TD Jakes Creflo rolled into one. Okay, but was he doing this before he got, and somebody got a wide lens so you can see the both of them together. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And I'm not hating, by the way, I'm not hating. Hey, bruh, do your thing. I'm not hating on you whatsoever. None. Keon's birthday brunch, people. Keon's birthday brunch. Y'all, is this real? Oh, we got another video here. Here we go.
Listen, if y'all had witnessed the conversation that me, this lady, Sarah, and Pastor Teray had in Orlando at ILS.
It was so good.
Oh, they would think differently of us.
They would think differently of you,
I
sir.
did kind of act the
Check
fool.
it out, because you're going to see this man in a new way. Like, you're going to see what I see. on a regular, and I absolutely love. I love when you act like that. You know, I like hyping you up.
She like to be my
element.
hype girl, and I kind
Yeah.
of like it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Listen, tune in tonight. Go to Keon Henderson TV on YouTube and watch the relationship conversation that
Good
the four of us
stuff.
had.
Okay. One brief thing right here. One brief thing here. Pastor Keon says, we heard you tonight. Take a look at the wording right here. We heard you tonight. Join I Am Shawnee and me for Take Action as we discuss marriage, mental health, and the marketplace with our good friends. Marriage, mental health, and the marketplace. Marriage, mental health, and the marketplace. I think that's a great thing, Pastor Henderson. I think that's a great thing. I will refrain from calling you Keon, but I think that's a great thing. I think that's wonderful. I think that's a great thing. Marriage, mental health, and the marketplace. Marketplace. Marriage, mental health, and the marketplace. I like that a whole lot. I'm also glad to see that after 1 year, you all got that going well. Although I was kind of curious about what he knows about marriage. I was wondering what he knows about marriage. Oh. Awkward. Well. I just thought maybe the other side of the story. Interesting. Shawnee and Keon are so in love that she gave up the O'Neal last name when she married Keon in May 2022. What was she supposed to do? She gave up Shaquille O'Neal's name. What the hell was she supposed to do? What the hell was she supposed to do? And naturally, some fans are curious to learn more about the man who won Shawnee's heart at 47. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. Including who Keon's ex-wife is. We got the scoop below. Keon's ex-wife, Felicia Henderson, is the mother of his only child. Okay. Hello, Miss Henderson. Miss Henderson. Keon married Felicia Henderson in 2010, and the couple divorced in 2019. Although the marriage didn't work out, the exes are co-parents to their daughter, Caitlin Henderson. Kate is Keon's only child and is frequently on his social media accounts. Congratulations. It's unclear what Felicia does for a living. But Keon's ex-wife seems to stay out of the public eye. In addition to her biological child with Keon, Felicia has two older children, Tanisha and Paige, with whom Keon reportedly raised as his own. Reportedly raised as his own. Reportedly raised as his own. Felicia routinely posts of her with their kids and new grandbaby Easton on her Instagram account. As for Felicia's personal life, she also likes to keep that part of her life private. Ain't nothing going on. However, she still goes by her ex-husband's last name, even though he's remarried. And that, DJ Academics, is the reason why they know their worth, and that's the reason that they will not step down. When the rubber meets the road, a woman starts calculating her assets. She cannot guarantee that the man will still be there, but the law allows her to hold on to certain things. And I just thought I would take a moment here to put this in its proper light, in its proper perspective for you, holistically. Because I want you all to understand how the merry-go-round of value works. I want you to understand how it really works. Not what somebody told you somewhere. I'm talking about how it actually works. He got with a single mom. And he decided he was going to marry her. And just because I think he's only 41 now. As a matter of fact, I think he's only in his early 40s. So Shawnee is like, what, 48? And let me go check on that here just a moment, just so I can go ahead and make sure about that. Yeah, he's 41. Yeah, he's 41. Uh-huh. Shawnee is 48. Yeah, he's 41 and Shawnee O'Neal is 48.
What?
Uh-huh. Yeah, somebody jumped ship. Somebody jumped ship and there he is. Now, you all know how this usually goes, but wasn't like that. Wasn't like that at all. You know why? Because, hey, Keon, I ain't hating the bus and the hustle, but she's a come up for you. And I'm like, hey, my dude, do your thing. Do y'all hear any hate emanating from the jet black microphone tonight as I grip it? No, there's no hate. But I just thought you all would like to know the math behind the numbers so that you understand. Oh, hell. Oh, do I spy? Okay. Let me get off of there. I can't do it tonight. I can't do it tonight. If y'all, I'm not mad at the young man at all. I'm not mad at him for anything. I'm like, hey, bro, do what you do. Do what you do. But let's not sit up here and fake on the shine. Let's not fake on the shine. Now, I think he's old enough now to make certain decisions. But I also understand that at this point right now, it's like, hey, bro, what's in it for you? So she's getting $50,000 a year, but at some point you figure that's going to run out. So she looked around and was like, hey, who going to take care of me and these bills? Because I'm not going to get out of this Rolls Royce. I'm not going to get out of this Maybach. I ain't going to do that. So when Shaquille O'Neal's money for my alimony dries up and runs out, who's going to be the next person up to take care of this? Who going to get in the place to take care of it? But there's also the other part of it is that she doesn't have the status anymore. She doesn't have the status anymore. Where's the status? She's hoping old boy can get up and whatnot, but where's the status? I mean, y'all, come on now. You used to be married to a legend. She used to be married to an icon. You think about that for a few moments, and she ain't stupid. When she walks in that church, ain't nobody there to see her. They only want to see her so they can feel some of the eminence that was coming off of Shaquille O'Neal. Can we just say it and be real? I didn't say she was out there in the streets like that. I didn't say she was a bad wife or anything else. But what I am going to say is, baby, we see what you're doing. You could have been married to the guy at Five Guys. You wasn't going to do that. She was like, hey, who's the next fella going to be able to hold something together for this? She's like, I'm 48 years old. I got to grab something. I got to grab something. Oh, they modern day pimps. They modern day pimps. Every time you turn around, it's a new one sitting out here running the game. It's a new one sitting out here running the game. Hey, show of hands right quick. Oh, I hate to say this. If they do split up in a few years, who do y'all think is going to file? Keon or Shawnee? In the chat room, if you think it's going to be Keon, just type Keon. If you think it's going to be Shawnee, type Shawnee. Because, like, where's the foundation? Where's the foundation? Go ahead, let them know. Oh, everybody says Shawnee. Everybody's saying Shawnee going to be one of the file. Okay, in the chat room, you say alimony stops when she got married. Remember that her and Shaquille O'Neal made a private settlement. So, not really sure. You would need to get confirmation of that. You cannot just assume that that's what occurred because it was a big go-round with her and Shaquille about that. So, unless you got documentation, I'm talking about court documentation, not hearsay. Unless you got that, you got to make sure about that. You have to make sure about that. Well, long story short, it was actually smart on Shaquille O'Neal's part because they didn't have a prenup, I think, but it was some goings on about that. If he had been in California, she would have took him to the cleaners. If she had been in California, they would have took him to the cleaners. But as it stands here, if and I'm just saying if she got with a guy, if she left a $400 million man to get with an $8 million man, and she gave up her alimony, if she gave up the alimony, all I can say is this nigga's tongue is nickel slick. And to be totally honest with you, listening to him, he ain't too far off the mark.
Let me tell you something. You will either babysit a broke man or miss a rich one. Adam is over here tilling the ground, and as soon as he gets the east side of the garden together, he goes to the west. But before he finishes with the west, the east is already growing again. So now he's in a full-time job, don't know when he's going to get a break, and in the same time, he's got to name all of the animals. Then Eve comes and say, I need me time. I thought you were here to help, not tell me to do more. I thought you were here to help. Can you name some of these animals? Can you cut some of this grass? No man who is bringing home the bacon and can buy you the house you want and can buy you the car you want has enough time to eat lunch with you every day. Either you're gonna have a man who's at home with you all day so you can know where he's at all times and he can't contribute, or you're gonna have one who knows how to slay giants. But you ain't gonna find both of them in one. Any man who got as much time as you want him to have ain't gonna have as much resources as you need him to have.
So far, I agree. And now I see how he got her there. You would swear that was Jason Black up there talking for a moment. Hey, if you're looking for me to disagree with what he said, keep looking. If you're looking for someone to disagree with what I just heard, keep looking. Keep looking. Just keep looking. Although I will say one thing. By the way, Keon, we can come back and touch on this. By the way, I don't really disagree with a lot of what I just said. I think it's he's dead on the money. But I am going to say one thing. I have not to this day met a single so-called pastor who was not an opportunist. And I couldn't help but notice, brother, that getting married to her is a come up for you. And I'm just wondering. Obviously, you got the gift of gab, and he's letting you know coming in the door, hey, I got to get out here and work and make it do what it do. Either you gonna have a man who's sitting up with you, or you gonna have a man who's out there getting it. And that's what it's going to be. I couldn't agree with them more. I agree with that. He 41, she 48. What did she think of the last man who was out there on the road grinding and getting it every day? What did she think of the last one? How happy was she with the last one? Is she really ready to accept this downgrade, or is she telling herself, don't worry, he gonna talk all these people out of this and he gonna have me rolling like that too? I mean, it's a downgrade, but it's not so much of one. I don't know. We know she can't go back to Shaquille, so I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm just thinking it over for a moment. No woman wants to be downgraded. That's why I'm bringing you this sentence right here. No woman wants to be downgraded. She talking about this man's my best friend. Dude, those are warning signs in my world. And he knows it, which is why he's discussing the resources. He's discussing the money. I got to give it to him. I can't be upset about that. So far, I don't have a bunch of faults about him, except I'm like, okay, bro, I see what you did here. I see what you did. Okay, but let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Goes on to say here, quote, we enjoy each other. The Basketball Wives star continued. We enjoy being around each other. We enjoy talking to each other and loving each other. So it's easy. Those are Shawnee's words. Going down here, Pastor Keon says, it's been easy, he told people. I feel like the day I met her, I feel like I knew her. That kind of natural transmission between souls that meet. It's amazing. Really? I find that interesting for a man who is supposed to represent the Christian faith to talk about transmission between souls. That's an interesting concept, sir, since you know that the book that you study specifically speaks that such a thing doesn't exist, but okay. In the chat room, you caught that, huh? He's mirroring her words. They're mirroring each other's words. I'm wondering who started it, though. He added that the couple has made a commitment to each other to make sure, quote, it never gets old. How in the world do you do that, sir? Quote, every day we wake up, we try to figure out how to make sure it feels as good as it was in the beginning. Keon said of their relationship, adding that, quote, it's worth it. Keon also gushed about how proud he is of Shawnee. He was honored at the show and joked about their usual roles being reversed. Huh? Quote, normally she's standing behind me, listening to me talk too much, the pastor told people. So now I'm doing for her what she normally does for me. I'm just touching her on the back, letting her know that I'm here. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. That word, amazing. People, how much amazing in life is there? How much, quote, amazing in life is there? Amazing. I'm like, okay, y'all laying it on kind of peanut butter thick, ain't amazing. Everything is just amazing. Amazing. You're amazing. No, you're amazing. We're amazing. Y'all are amazing. You're amazing. What? He continued, it feels great to see people appreciate the woman that I know privately. She deserves it. She's not faking it. This is what she does on a day-to-day basis. I think she's the most deserving person in the world, he added. All right. All right. Watch the language. Watch the words. Watch the way that people speak. Watch the way they talk. Recognize that women do not believe or accept being downgraded, except in the circumstances that they admit and concede that they have been defeated. And I will tell you all right now, right here today, that if you were to interview Shawnee Henderson today and ask her, Shawnee, even at 48 years old with 3 or 4 kids, do you believe that you could get another $400 million man like Shaquille O'Neal? And I pretty much guarantee you that Shawnee would look you dead in your eyes and would sit there and tell you, I was around the league for all this time. I was around millionaires and billionaire team owners, and I met some of the richest people in the world, not just my husband. And I can tell you right now, it's not about how young you are, how pretty you are, how perky your breasticles are. No, I can get another one. I can guarantee you that's what she would say. Oh, no. Not one with less money. She would tell you that she could get one of equal or greater value. Oh, I promise you, she thinks she could say, I think I can do that. I think I could do that. She would look you dead in the eye and tell you, yeah, I can, even at 48 years old. Yeah, I can do it. Of course I can. She would totally disregard the man standing next to her. She would totally disregard the reality sitting next to her, because the man sitting next to her, that's the reality that you actually have to confront and face. That's the reality you actually have to look at and deal with. That's reality. And even in the face of that reality, we have questions. We have questions. I do. However, some of you might disagree. Therefore, the telephone lines are now open. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Your personal access code to the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. This is the one. We are Radical Radio, so you are definitely enjoined to call us. Let me go ahead and also toss up the link for the Zoom in the chat room here. Let's go ahead and toss up the Zoom link as well. We had some technical difficulties before here, but I think we got most of that worked out here already. No more nonsense seems to be happening right now, so let's go ahead and get that up for you as well. Remember that we do give priority to Zoom. So if you join us via Zoom, remember that I do give priority to it. Just make sure that you have your camera and microphone on. We'll take care of the rest. There's the Zoom link in the chat room there for you. Pin that to the top, so you can go ahead and join us for that as well. We're on tonight's program here talking about, can single moms and old women actually upgrade? The general consensus, the actual consensus, the national consensus is hell no. It's going to be down. It's going to be downhill. Once you get to that point, it's going to be downhill. But they get together in their little Lamons classes. They get together in their little Facebook groups. They get together at their little yoga clubs if they can afford to get there. They get together and tell themselves, oh, don't worry. I am the source of the power and the glory. I'm the one who makes those things happen. So I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't got to worry about nothing. If I could pull Shaquille O'Neal, if I could pull one Shaquille O'Neal, I can pull another. Hell, I can pull 10 or 12. Ain't nothing going to be a problem. If I can pull one Shaq, I can pull another one. Lala Anthony is sitting over there right now trying to figure out how to make that work. Lala Anthony and Kim Kardashian are sitting there right now trying to figure out how to make that work. You went from damn me Shaquille O'Neal to a pastor in Houston. And even if I agree with a good bit of what he's saying, baby, what I'm saying is that ain't Shaq. I mean, he ain't struggling. But everybody is looking at you, looking around to me. Where's Shaquille O'Neal? Hey, you know, Shawnee, I heard you were still on good terms with Shaquille O'Neal. Do you think you can text him real quick? I got some business I want to discuss with him. That's what goes on when she shows up at the church. You think you can get a hold of your husband? I mean your ex-husband. Sorry, Pastor. I ain't mean to insult you there. Can you go hold of Shaq? Come on now. Is anybody trying to hold an interview with Shawnee Henderson? Come on, man. Quit it. What the hell? Ain't nobody trying to hold an interview with Shawnee Henderson. They sitting there looking at the dude she's married to now, and he's sitting there talking about, oh, this. Every time he turns around, he's showing her. Hell yeah, it gives him a reason to say something. Everybody is eating off Shaq still. Eating off Shaq still. I ain't hating, I'm just calling it for what it is. You ain't gonna get another Shaquille O'Neal. You're not gonna get another one of them. Like LL Cool J said, I'm a legend. On top of that, I'm living. Come on now. No disrespect. I mean, no disrespect. I like some of what I heard the brother saying. I'm not going to put him down about that. I'm just looking at it with an objective, analytical eye. When I take a look at the paperwork and the pedigree, I'm saying, I don't think the paperwork lines up. I could be wrong, but I don't think the paperwork lines up. The telephone lines are now open. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Your personal access code to the business. If you have been instructed by either me or my mods to call in, you must be on the line. It's not just a funky good suggestion. That is an order. So you definitely need to be there for that as well. I also have something else I'd like to play before the program is over here. So we're going to see if I can get to that tonight. Also, let me get caller from area code 757. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Jason. My name is Charles. I'm calling from Atlanta.
All right, Charles from Atlanta. What's on your mind?
Man, so I think everybody being too hard on Shaq. And the only reason I say that is because he didn't have his dad, man. And I think we expect way too much of dudes at that type of level without dad to navigate it successfully. I think as a people, we have to accept that the guys who were tall and ugly in middle and high school who didn't get that love, they're going to pay the tuition at Life University is very expensive when you come in with money and you ain't had your heart broke yet. And we got to be okay
brother,
with that.
I don't know.
Okay, Zion, 20 years later.
Okay, brother, I don't understand what that's got to do with tonight. I don't understand. What is it that Shaquille O'Neal did wrong?
I don't think Shawnee was there for the love from the beginning. I think she made a play on Shaq, and then what's happening with the pastor now, he's making the play on her. When that pastor is a millionaire or he's up real good, when he's 50, he's not going to look at Shawnee at 57 and be like, I want to be with this. I think he's going to file divorce.
So you're saying that once she ages out, he's going to trade her in for a younger model?
Yeah, I think that's the new game. Same thing with Offset. They both got a situation where it's if they leave, the upside is financially in their favor at the moment.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, if you do take a look at the math of it, ostensibly speaking, he could get out with very little damage. Offset could leave this marriage right now with practically no financial damage. And yeah, if Pastor Keon leaves in the next couple of years, he would be exiting too with very little financial damage. The name of his church has gone up. That's what the point I was making before. His church's name recognition has gone up in the whole 9 yards. I would also like to advise you all of something else. Because when I go back through here, there's something I'd like to show you. When you take a look on here, what do you see on his Instagram? And I'm like, brother, if you milk your wife anymore, if he milks his wife anymore, you take a look. I mean, every time we turn around, he's posting him and her walking, holding hands. I mean, he is using her on Instagram. He is using her on Instagram. Every time you turn around.
She got a shelf life, Jason.
So he's definitely getting his mileage out of it. I can't lie. He's getting his mileage out of it since June 1st. She stay up there. So now we got her sitting up here. She was a Ladylike Foundation. I'm like, okay, she's sitting up here speaking. Went from him speaking to her speaking. Oh, he's catering to that ego. Ain't it the same? Every time we turn around. Every time you turn around, he's putting up a video of him and her walking. So what I'm saying is, if a man feel like he got something special like that, yeah, old boys, he's not shy about showing her off like that. And I'm just saying, when you got a fella,
you gonna see her.
When you have a fella who is accustomed to showing his woman off, you got a fella who's grown accustomed to showing his woman off. In her case, it's not because of youth; it's because she got a name. It's not because of youth, it's because she got a name. And that would be something to see there. So I'm like, you may have a very good point. Every time I turn around, they're walking hand in hand. He's coming up with a reason to keep showing her. Oh, did you see the camera work here? How the camera pans up from the bottom? I mean, now they're doing filmography. Boy, I'm telling you, couldn't. That means
They
that's
looking
staged.
like a power couple.
That means that's
Power couple. That's what
staged.
every black woman sees.
Oh, yeah. Look, he's playing into the image. He ain't got Shaq's money, but he's more charismatic. He's more, quote, insightful. So these areas where a man can overcompensate, he's like, look, I ain't got Shaq's money, but I ain't broke. And you can see I'm focused on bigger things. So yeah, a fella like this could get her to stall out for a little while. Here's the other thing, is she's willing to go into church, because my thing is, okay, show me her Christian ministry. I'm looking to see all that, because you was married to Shaquille O'Neal for a decade, so you got something you got to prove to me. But I would be interested to hear her Christian ministry, because when they were talking about going to another church, he's talking about the other church, and she talking about him. Didn't say anything about how great a Christian and this, that, and the other. Didn't say anything about that. So I'm just like, okay, I'm very interested to find out where that's in. But yeah, I couldn't help but notice this is the point I was making the whole time. He's doing a whole lot of showing her off, and that gets him attention. Although when that finally runs its course, because very clearly he's not going to have children with a 48-year-old. That's not going to occur. So when this runs its course, what does he do? Does he still hang in there with her? Or does it do like what you said here and see if he can swap her out for a different model?
No, it's so much sinister than that. Listen, when this runs its course and he files for divorce, he is going to have a whole new chapter of content for his church and everybody who will listen to him. He gonna milk this all the way, even when she gone. It's still gonna pay him.
Oh, and think about that for a few moments, because, like I say, I mean, he's a pastor, so his hitting him up for income is not the same as hitting the rest of us. That's not the way that works. So the church, and he's in charge of the church, he could go split this up and change this up and swap it around and spin it. I mean, it would be like fighting against a trust. It would be like trying to get alimony from a trust. He could very easily get together with the church and they basically liquidate him. Very easily. And everything that he's got could belong to the church. The house, the car, hell, it might already be. Because remember, he's already been divorced once. So I got all kinds of questions.
He knows.
I'm just telling you, I got all kinds of questions about how that could play out. Let me tell y'all something. I've met a lot of stupid people in my life. I'm still meeting them. This guy, he ain't one of them. And I've listened to him. I think he's had his red pill moment with his previous wife. I think he had his red pill moment with that one. And he's like, from here on in, is stomped down pimping. From here on in. So, I mean, what I'm saying, though, this is what the red pill guys talk about. He's holding frame. He's letting them know, hey, it's about being with a resourceful man. If you want a man who's hugged up under you all the time, he ain't going to bring you no resources. So he's got a female who's basically retired. All she's got to do is just go around with him. He's already let her know where he stands, so he's strong in his shoes. And he's let her know what the program is, and then she got to get with the program. So far, he's playing the game correctly. So far, he's playing it correct. The only real question or issue is, have we seen the end game, or are we just seeing the beginning? I'll let you have the last word.
Well, the only question I really got that I can't really pick out of the ether is he having sex with her? Does he find her attractive after staring at all those young women who he sees every day to make his money?
That is the question that every female talking to a man who's got attention from other women has to confront. Because the fact of the matter is that marriage ring is not going to protect you. It's not going to help you. Mm-hmm. He going to get up there, I've caused pain in my marriage. It's not going to save you. So you're really kind of just going on the character of the individual you're dealing with. You're really going to have to go off of that. The other thing is, what is she sitting up here telling herself? Well, he's a pastor, so I ain't going to have to deal with that stuff I dealt with Shaq. We ain't going to have to worry about any of that. Here's the real problem, and this is the question that most people are not asking. You're not asking, does this man desire to become Shaquille O'Neal? Listen to me now.
Ooh.
Follow me. Listen to me now. Does this man desire to become Shaquille O'Neal? Yeah, he might be worth $8 million today, but you need to be asking, hey, by the way, Pastor Keon, do you have plans on having $100 million church? Is that ultimately your goal? In other words, that you will one day become Shaquille O'Neal by other means? Is that ultimately your goal?
So the black,
because if it is, then what makes you think that you're going to get, what makes you think that your perspective on Shawnee will be any different when you get to 100 million or 200 million than Shaquille O'Neal's was when he got to 100 million or 200 million?
Ooh.
Now, that's the question nobody's asking just yet while they're sitting over here gushing over each other about, I'm amazing, you're amazing, we're amazing. I'm like, okay, by the way, because I can see ambition. Take a look at this face. That's ambition on his face. He hanging out with TD Jakes. He's showing, and he's decades younger than TD Jakes, sitting next to TD Jakes cheesing. He's letting you know, hey, this is where I'm going. I'm mobbed up with made figures. This is where I'm going. He's making no bones about it. This is where I'm going. And he's only 41. He's 41 and got a woman 8 years older than him. Oh, 7 years older than him. Okay. All right. And he's ambitious. And he ain't done. He wants y'all to come see him for his birthday. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, the city of churches. I ain't never seen no pastor on his birthday. He was sitting at home getting the card with the rest of us. Not Keon. Join me for the birthday brunch. Okay. All right. And here's the real question. Where's she going to go after this? There won't be another Shaquille, and there won't be another Keon. Where's she going after this?
Just the same place Bezos' wife went. She can go get a school teacher. You know, the downgrade is consistent. It's going to keep happening, like you said.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I will tell Keon he does have the masculinity thing on point. So he does have his masculinity frame together. He's putting that hand down strong. So that really compensates for a lot of other things. Personality. There's a reason why we call it the cult of personality. That compensates for a lot of things. So yeah. And by the way, could that bag she got be any bigger? Looks like a body bag she carrying around. That's not even a tote. You could put a kindergartner in there. Wow. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. But yeah. Yeah, you can put a kindergartner in there. Boy. She can smuggle in a second grader. But in any case, you gotta ask where that's gonna go, man. Understand something, y'all. She only got with him because you can see all the things I saw. He's ambitious. He wants his church to grow. She's being dutiful. She doesn't see this as a downgrade if she can help him get to the next level. If she can help him get to the... Okay, let me stop this for a moment because my caller's on the line right now, 470, and everybody else, hold on for just a moment. I want to make this point and I'm going to get right to you. Ladies, show of hands in the chat room. Put the hand up emoji if you met a fella and you told yourself, well, I think that I could be good to, quote, help him get to the next level. I think he's doing good. He's in law school or he's a lawyer. I could see myself as a lawyer's wife. And I bet that I could help him get to the next level. Next level? Wayne, what the hell you talking about? Ain't he doing good like he is now? Yeah, but he could do better. And I could help him Come on now. It's more than just one of y'all. These women lie. Y'all lie like a rug every damn week. That's why people don't want to talk to y'all. Come on now. How many of you females have sat in here? You dated a fella. He was a lawyer. He was a medical student. He had a little small fish fry food truckers. I can help him get to the next level. Okay, there's a few of y'all. One in the chat room says she got him. All right, well, I'm hoping that's working out for you. She's listening to me live right now, so she gonna say, oh, it's working out great. Yeah, you got to. He's sitting right there. So she's like, yeah, I ain't trying to pack my stuff tonight. Okay, hey, ladies, now that you've gone through that experience once or twice, isn't that the deadliest phrase in a relationship for a woman? You know, if I stick with him long enough, I can help him get to the next level. How'd that work out? How'd that work out, by the way, for most of you who stuck around because he has potential? No, he can't put me in a Bentley or a G-Wagon today, but he has potential. I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to help him get to the next level. How many of you did that work out well for? How many of y'all did that work out for? Go on and tell me about that. He either didn't make it or he didn't keep you. Can y'all tell the damn truth? He either didn't make it or he didn't keep you. What's that on that man's wrist? It looks like a damn hubcap. Oh, is he blinged out, y'all? Boy, take a look at that thing on his wrist. It looks like an iPhone TV. Look at him. It looks like an iPhone TV with rhinestones. Yeah, buddy, that's the church he at. I'm just making a point to you all. I'm just making a point. How many of you that it worked out well? How many of you that you sat up here and said, I'm going to help him get to the next level if he got to the next level, what happened? How'd that work out after he got to the next level? How did that work? Yeah, somebody said it looks like a Richard Mille. Yeah, he going to save up for a little bit. Is that why he got to wear shirts like that? Is that why you gotta wear shirts like this? Like, oh, my money's in the watch, bro. Call him area code 470. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, this is Jonathan out of Atlanta.
All right, Jonathan out of Atlanta. What's on your mind?
Black. I like to show everything. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a bit of a delay there, so you're gonna have to keep up with it. What's on your mind?
Yes, hi. Yes, I was calling in regards to the topic that was being discussed at hand. Yes, I do agree with everything that was just stated, but I do feel like, just like what the first caller was talking about, I don't really feel like she wanted for who he was, but more so with his money as far as what he has. And I can kind of see it as far as how she kind of just displays her actions in a lot of the photos. And I feel like as far as the pastor at hand, I really don't know entirely if the network that he has is entirely true. I feel like he seems still kind of like a high value man. And would I say he's a killer Neil? No. But he has similar traits as to say somebody that is capable of doing what he needs to do to take care of her.
To take care of her? I mean, but what does that mean?
Well, it varies. It just depends on the person. As far as maybe she just didn't want the high luxury life as far as what she already lived. She wanted to kind of live something more.
Come on, bro. Let's not do that. Come on, man. You don't marry an NBA player because you don't want the high life. Come on, brother. There's plenty of dudes out here working at Roscoe's Chicken. I mean, if you're looking for guys with a quote great personality, there's plenty of guys out there you can find all over the damn place. You don't. Come on, bro. Really?
Well, I feel like I'm not to say. Let me reword it. I'm more like she probably got tired of it after a while.
She got tired of the rich life.
She felt she was compatible with.
She got tired of the rich life, is what you're saying.
Yes, but with the pastor, I don't feel like he's a poor guy. I really don't know entirely if the network that he has online is true. He could have more, but it just depends.
Okay, well, I don't know about what y'all think the churches are pulling in nowadays and whatnot. And some folks might think they're pulling in more or less. Who knows? I will say one thing. The young man is obviously ambitious. He's been at this for a minute. And she didn't choose him based on his personality. She chose him, can we just keep it real? Or should I say he pulled her. And she accepted because she saw, well, he ain't struggling and he's doing well for himself as a pastor down there in Houston. This ain't a guy who's got this isn't one of these, house preachers who got a day job. This is this guy right here, this is what he does. And their church is decent size. It's not mega church size just yet, but it's decent size. Very decent size. So it's very clear, and this is what he's done in the last decade. So it's obvious where he's trying to go. And the real thing is what he's convinced her of is that he is as committed to her as she thinks he is. Now, her commitment to him, I can't speak on that, but I can tell you that he's convinced her of that. So she certainly thinks that she's in. And the thing is, when you're dealing with a pastor, when you're dealing with especially a young one, you're dealing with a young, smart one here. This guy's not dumb. He's not mush-mouthed. He ain't tongue-tied. This guy is, you gotta watch. You better keep your eye on this one. You better watch this cat. All I'm gonna say to a woman, any woman who's doing it, you better watch this cat. You gotta watch all these preachers because you can't trust none of them. But this fella right here, you gotta watch him. This is a shrewd operator. He knows where he's going. He knows what he needs to do. He's got a goal. And where he is right now isn't it. This ain't where he wants to be. He's got a vision down the line. And what I'm saying is, I also know, look, I work in social media. I do this. I know what it means when you got a chick and you keep throwing her up there like that. I know what that means. He's not doing it for nothing. He's doing it for something. And every time he went from being a dude who's just going places to every time you turn around, he's throwing her up there. And what I'm saying is I can see how that benefits him. I'm just trying to figure out how that benefits her, unless she's saying, well, we're going to get his money up. Because ultimately, she's not with a guy who's satisfied where he is. She's looking for a fellow who can compensate for that $50,000 a month that she's not going to be getting from Shaquille O'Neal at some point or currently, whenever it happens. She's looking for that. She's not letting that go, bro. She could have grabbed a pastor out of anywhere. How many dudes done hollered at her since she got divorced? How did this guy get so lucky? He didn't get lucky. He didn't get lucky. She weighed her options, the ones that were available, and that was it. That was it. At least now, because here's the thing. When you have a fellow who's able to get attention, most people think that attention has a dollar value. So he's gone viral a few times on Instagram or whatever when folks share videos of him talking and stuff like that. He's certainly done well in that regard. And that would actually fool somebody into thinking, well, he's got $100 million worth of notoriety. He's got $100 million worth of name recognition. He's got $100 million worth of name notoriety. When you put that together, that could fool somebody. That really, really could. And he knows where he's going. So I'm just saying right now, I'm just looking at her and things, and I'm like, baby, did you notice that every time we turn around on social media, he got you? Take a look at this right here, you all. Take a look at that. He's sitting there with her in one video, Very next day, very next picture, TD Jakes. Very next picture, back to her again. Matter of fact, is that the same date? Yeah, is that the same date he put on all these? Let me check and make sure. Yeah, June 13th. June 13th. June 12th. This woman ain't trying to downgrade. She just accepted, okay, well, it's not another ball player maybe, but if I can grab this preacher and crack the whip on him, he's only 41 years old. He's got a lot of workhorse years ahead of him. So as he comes up, I'm coming up. That's where she's at right now. I just wonder how a 41-year-old is going to see that when he's 45. When he's 45 and she's 53. I don't know. The other thing is, what if it doesn't work? What if he gets embroiled in a scandal? What if things don't pan out? Is she still going to be okay being with him if he's never able to get beyond where he currently is? Is she still going to be all right with him? I'll let you have the last word.
Yes, I do agree with everything that was just stated. Things change. I mean, that's life. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me see here. Do I have a Skype call here? What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, somebody is on the line, or at least they just think they're on the line, but they're actually not. Call from another number here, because we need to go ahead and make sure you are legit, so you can just call us from another number. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. While I'm showing you all these other things here, there is one other thing I wanted to show here as well. And I'd like to come back to this at some point in the future. I'd like to come back to this because I think it's really, really telling. It dovetails off of what academics said beautifully. And I'm just saying, for all of these $1 million single moms out here, ladies, no shade, but a little something for all these $1 million or would-be $1 million single moms who have so much to tell us and everything. Oh, man. I saw something here, and I actually thought it was very apropos. I wanted to go ahead and play this. I'm not going to play the whole video. There was just one part in particular. It was from Andrew Tate, controversial personality. But he said something I thought was very interesting. And this really is a great response for the Cardi B's or anybody else out there, you know, ambitious of that or desirous of that. It really is a great, I think, example of why that's not going to happen. Because on the front end, if you do have somebody like an Offset or somebody like that, you got some producer, you got peak value, damn high value, you got peak value, they're top value. And Andrew calls it top G, top value. Okay, what happens? There's two sides to what happens if things go south. Two sides. And that's exactly what a Shawnee O'Neal and a Cardi B would run into. There's two sides to it. Because here's the problem.
The side point is this. If you treat a woman really good, it makes it very hard for them to get over you. Imagine you're rolling with a big G. You're with Tate. You're in the best restaurants. You're on private jets. You've been all over the world. You're in McLarens. You're in Bugattis. You're in Lambos. We break up for whatever reason. You decide that going to the club with your friends is more important than making me happy, and we break up. You get with a guy after me. You're on Wizz Air. You're in an Uber. He loves you. And he has a bit of money. He's a high-level corporate exec. He makes like 150 grand a year, 200 grand a year, 300 grand a year, 400 grand a year, whatever, less than I make a month. Point is, you're still flying on peasant planes. You're still taking Ubers. You haven't got security details. Do you understand? And no matter how much she loves that man, part of her will always be looking at him going, you're not Tate. Tate did this different. Tate had a different world that you can't access. And that's one of the most beautiful things about being so nice to women. I am the nicest guy.
But it's true. But it's true. I mean, it is true, though. I mean, they hold on to that last name. Shawnee O'Neal didn't want to go back to being, what was her name originally? Shawnee Henderson, I forget, but she didn't want to go back to being that no more. She's like, I'm holding on to this last name till the next train come through. R. Kelly's wife or ex-wife, she's still running around with that. Nicole Murphy's still running around with that. If Kim Kardashian had married Kanye, she would still be Kim West. Hell, somebody said Tina Turner. Tina Turner called herself Tina Turner till the day she died. You can say what in the hell you want to about Ike. Tina Turner called herself Tina Turner until the day she died. Till the day she died. And at the end of the day, understand something. The money by itself is useless. That's what makes simps and betas. A fella who all he has is the money. Y'all are not going to like what I'm saying here tonight, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I don't give a damn what you think. I'm going to say it. Offset's doing the right thing with Cardi. Well, he is. Offset is doing the right thing. Jason, what do you mean? I'm talking about the side chicks. Offset is doing the right thing. He's letting her know. By the way, if I'm alone tonight, it's because I choose to be. Don't think for a damn second that your ability to sell an album or your ability to do a Walmart commercial, that takes my shine. Any room I walk into, I'm going to be Offset. I can make it pop whenever I want to. Fellas, that's right, sweet and pretty, you damn right. That's what I said. A man doesn't benefit from letting the female know that she's his only option. The most abused men in the world, the most abused men in dating, the fellas who are the most abused are the ones who are female when she is certain that she is your only option. That this is it. They become sadistic. Fellas, if I'm telling the truth, give me the fire emoji in this chat room and let's light this son of a gun up. When a female feels like she is certain that she is your only option, that she's the only one that you would never step out, you would never attempt to replace her, she's so valuable that it doesn't matter what happens, she's always going to be your only option. Fellas, that is the most, that's the most abused man there is. He's the most taken advantage of. He's the most insulted. He's the most maligned. He's the most impugned. He's the most denigrated. It's not just that females like guys who treat them bad. Nigga, you can go to hell with that. It's not that females like guys who can treat them bad. A woman respects a man who can exercise power. The moment that she is certain that she's the only female you can get and she's the only one you qualify for, that's it. She's going to go straight to Pound Town. She is going to give you the business. Especially if she's slick at the mouth. Especially if she's slick at the mouth. Let me go ahead and play for y'all real quick here from Cardi B. Talking about Offset. Remember what she said? Let me go ahead and play that real quick.
I can't see how many people's in here. I can see the comments.
First of all, let me say. First of all, let me say. You can accuse me of all the things you know that you are guilty of. Sing it with me, y'all. And I see.
You see how slick at the mouth this heifer is? She went to Twitter Space. It's still up. Man, do y'all see how slick at the mouth she is? This man got to live with that. She's sitting here on Twitter Space, lighting him up in front of the damn world.
That it is easy for you to blame everything on me. Yes, honey. Listen. Don't pay attention to that country man, y'all.
She calling Offset a country man. You married that country boy. She calling don't listen to that country man. You married him. It was good enough for that.
Don't pay attention to that country man, y'all. Don't pay attention to the country man. That Spaces the other day got motherfuckers spiraling and thinking shit. Come on now. I'm fucking Cardi B, nigga. I think sometimes motherfuckers forget I'm Cardi B.
Wow. Okay, all my fellas out there around the world, you recognize the problem with that. She's sitting up here talking about I'm Cardi B. And I'm Cardi B. So she flexing on you talking about, well, I got status too. This is why a nigga got to keep side hoes. Because you sitting up here talking like that means something. I'm Cardi B. Hey, I'm Cardi B. And remember Vivica Fox said the same thing. Do y'all remember that interview that she did with DJ Vlad recently? Remember Vivica Fox said the same thing back when she was with 50 Cent. She said that, remember, it was crazy what she said. 50 Cent was on his way to doing rapping and music and everything he was doing. And I was Vivica Fox. Well, he was on his way to, a hit album and, movies and TV shows. And in my career, I was Vivica Fox. Like those two are equivalent. Like those two are the same. Like those two balance out. What the hell? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do y'all understand what the hell Offset was having to put up with? Can you imagine Cardi B standing in your damn kitchen after you bought her a Lamborghini or an Urus or a Birkin bag? Let me tell y'all right now, some of you fellas would be hiring a hitman. If you sat up here and bought a broad Birkin and she's sitting up here in the middle of your living room floor snapping off at the mouth at you after you bought her 2 Birkins, you're like, wait a minute, heifer, that's $500,000 worth of handbags. I could buy a broad for that kind of money. And you sitting up here slipping off at the mouth? You should be a model damn citizen for the rest of your damn life. I could have picked up a college chick who works down there at Shake and Bake. And she would be a model citizen for the rest of her damn days for just 1 Birkin. I done bought you 2 and can't get you to act right. Fellas, can you imagine how you would feel and what you'd be doing? If you sat up here and did that. You bought her 2 damn Birkin bags and then she's sitting up here getting slick at the mouth. Let me tell you, I'm Cardi B. What? That and $30 to get you a cab ride across town. Yeah, you'd be doing the same damn thing as Offset. Yes, you would. If you wouldn't, you's a damn fool.
Fucking Cardi B, nigga. I think sometimes shit. Come on now. I'm fucking Cardi B, nigga. I think sometimes motherfuckers forget I'm Cardi B. If I was giving this pussy to anybody, it would be out. I'm not just anybody. Can't fuck me no regular, degular, schmegular, because they gonna tell the world. And I can't fuck nobody in the industry, because they gonna tell too. These niggas, what was that? Y'all ever heard that Ruby Rose record where she said, got a big ass mouth? So please, boy, stop acting stupid. Stop acting stupid. Going crazy over a fucking space. Don't play with me. The fuck? Stop playing.
Yeah, absolutely. You be sitting home. Yeah, you be Ward Cleaver. No, there's nothing slick in the mouth about any of this. No, this is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You'd go for this too. This is great. This is exactly what you would want. I'm just here to tell you, man, look here, Offset, no. No. Don't let anybody sit up here and try to shame him about that and whatnot. With a chick like this, you got to. You got to. Because she is all the way comfortable. She is all the way comfortable now. And the other thing is, as if he doesn't show her with proof, man, you can't tell a woman that your value is on point. You got to be able to prove it. You got to be able to show it. You can't sit up here and you can't bluff Cardi B. You can't tell Cardi that you can pull some bad broads. You got to just get to pulling. Folks ain't liking that. I don't give a damn if you don't like the truth being stated. You can't bluff a Cardi B. You just got to boss in there and start pulling. She's not going to take you seriously. If you tell her that that's the issue, you can't take that seriously. Elite Bell, I didn't know you were Offset CPA. You need to send your credentials. I didn't know you were his CPA. It's amazing on the internet. Niggas always acting like, I knew his money. I didn't know you were his CPA. Trust me, I read the article. No, if Offset can't show that he can pull some bad chicks, she gonna be like, yeah, I know I'm the best you can do. I am the best you can do. And I know it. And that's why I'm going to sit here and act a fool, because I'm the best you can do. So Offset really is in a situation where he got to flex on her, because she ain't going to listen to anything else. Ladies, you ever been with a fellow who he didn't listen to a damn word you said till you hit him upside the head with a frying pan? That's Cardi B. Cardi B is a hard-head broad. She talks crazy. She talks silly. She talks insane. The man sitting in the house with her, she don't listen to words. If he tries to sit there and argue with her, she'll talk him into the damn concrete. She'll talk him into the damn concrete. He just got to show her what he can do. That's it. Just show her what he can do, and then that's it. She can deal with that. But words don't register to somebody like her. She don't listen to words. She listens to what niggas can do. She doesn't listen to what niggas say. Can you do that? I can get a chick bad as you. I was about to say I can get a bad chick like you. I can get a chick bad as you. No, you can't. Really? Okay. So Offset just got to, every once in a while, he got to show him, by the way, don't get too comfortable. Don't get too I'm just saying, fellas, look, keep folk out your marriages. Keep folk out your relationships. You don't live with Cardi B. You see how she acts in public. Wasn't she trying to fight Nicki Minaj at the damn club? Offset got to live with this every day? He got to live with this every day? Come on now. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. Offset got to show he can do it. Otherwise, she gonna be acting a fool. You saw what she said, countryman. Now you this Dominican from New York City. This Dominican immigrant gonna call him countryman. So now she's practicing regionalism. I'm from New York. You from the country. Think about that for a few moments. She just sat here and told the world the way she talks about, probably talk about him home. You country. So at first it's a joke. At first it's a joke like, oh, you so country. You're so country. You're so country, boy. That's your accent. I love that accent. You're so country. Soon she gets mad at you, old country nigga. Come on now. I'm telling you this as a dude who's dealt with chicks from New York, and I don't have a really heavy, when I don't want to have a heavy Southern accent, I can remove it. But I'm just saying, by the way, as soon as they, you from Louisiana, they love it. Oh, I love your accent. As soon as they get mad at you, old country nigga, it becomes that. All of a sudden, it's about, I'm from New York. Old country nigga. It's okay. I mean, I've never had a country nigga moment per se. I haven't had exactly that. But I mean, they try to flex about being from New York. I'm from Harlem. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Staten Island. I'm from Long Island. I don't give a damn how thick you are from Long Island. Yes, miss, I'm talking about you. By the way, yes, miss, I'm talking about you. I sure am. See you at the gym. Don't worry, you don't know him, don't need to. But by the way, miss, yes, I'm talking about you. Affectionately, but I got to keep it 100. I know full well on the wrong damn weekend, I could end up with you trying to flex on me. Okay, I get it. I'm not upset about it, I get it. But just understand, there's a reason fellas got to do that. So Offset is doing the right thing. He's also putting her in a position where she got to put her money where her mouth is. She telling the whole damn world she can get somebody richer. The hoes in her chat room sitting up there, yeah, girl, you go on. If she divorces Offset, she gonna be sitting her ass up there looking goofy next to Kim Kardashian and Lala Anthony and Megan Good. She gonna be sitting over there next to them. All of them in a row with their Birkin bags and their red bottoms. They gonna be sitting over there wondering who's gonna foot the bill for their next Bentayga. That's what's gonna happen. And all the folks big talking ain't gonna be able to back it up. That's what's going to happen. Ain't nobody hating on y'all. We talking about mathematics. And if folks will keep it real, you understand what the pressure is. Let me tell y'all something, silly ass chicks out there. Do you know how hard it is to buy one G-Wagon? Do you know how hard it is to buy just one? Not 5, not 6, just one. Do you know how hard it is to buy a Ferrari? You got to qualify for one of them damn things if you're not already a Ferrari customer. I ain't talking about a damn handbag or a Gucci belt. I'm talking about an automobile. Because there's a certain way that things go down. There's a certain way things go down. If you're in New York City and you go into the tunnel, if you're in Miami and you going to Ocean or anywhere else, you going to Brickell or anything else, you pulling up from the Oyster House, you pulling from the restaurants down there, man, look here, there's a certain way you want to be stepping out. I know, I've been one of them people. Man, you ain't trying to step out in no damn Honda or no damn Nissan in front of one of them places. And it's embarrassing too, boy. You sitting up here right next to McLarens and Lamborghinis, damn near want to apologize to the valets. I'm so sorry, I got to make you part of this. What the hell you talking about? I've been in that situation. You pull up and they're like, oh man, they sitting there looking at me like I pulled up at the wrong hotel. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I hate you got to park this. I hate it. I'm embarrassed for me. I'm more embarrassed for you. I'll be here for 5 seconds. You'll be here for a whole 60 seconds. I'm bringing down the real estate. Just sitting here. I'm bringing down the real estate. I know what that's like. Come on now. Even going over the Bayside, I know what that's like. So what I'm saying is, hey, I'm calling, folks, our generation needs to be honest. Let me just break y'all down for a minute. I started off the program tonight telling y'all that $200,000 a year is working class. Brother, you ain't pulling up in no G-Wagon making $200,000 a year. You can try it, but your entire income is going to go to that car. Even if you pay for it cash, do you realize what a hole that's going to blow in your savings? If you got to drop $200,000, you literally won't be able to pay for anything for the next 5 to 10 years. That car will essentially wipe you out. That's if you pay for it cash. And right now with the interest rates and whatnot, that car is going to be $500,000 when you get done financing it. And you make $200,000 a year. How the hell is that gonna happen? Our generation needs to get some damn sense, y'all. Stop sitting up here letting folks sit up here and deceive you. Our generation better get some sense. Y'all better understand here, a whole bunch of folks got expectations and got ideas. And the women are not going to lower their standards or what they want. She got this fantasy been running in her head since she was a child. Fellas, I'm trying to tell y'all something. If you want to know why it is that it won't change, dudes, do y'all understand that you got your dream car that you've been thinking about driving since you were 10 years old? Think about that for a few moments. You got your dream car that you've been thinking about driving since you were 10 years old. Eric in the chat room, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong. I understand for where you're at in life, that might seem like it makes sense to you, but you are wrong. You're absolutely wrong. But you've never operated in the realm, so I understand why folk would say something like that. But what you're saying is wrong. It's completely wrong. And I'm not telling you as somebody who told me something. I'm telling you as somebody who's lived it and still lives it. I'm telling you as somebody who every year you kind of dreading things with your CPA because you got decisions to make. Otherwise, you have to pay taxes on it. So what you're trying to do is figure out how to retain as much of your income as you can. Eventually, you reach a point where you can't retain all the income. Now you try to retain the value that you can. Because once you reach a certain point, you don't have any way of protecting your income anymore. So you see, if you go off and, for example, if you do get a G-Wagon, you can write that off. At least Section 179 is down to 80% this year. It was 100%. Now it's starting to sunset. So right now, this year, 2023, you can only write off 80%. But that's a hell of a whole lot more than you can write off with a regular car. If you get a regular passenger car, you can only write off 30%. Maybe less than that. So what I'm saying is, that's what Master P said that he explained to his son Romeo. He trying to sit up here and get the sports car. You don't get the same tax savings as you would if you bought an SUV under Section 179. You don't get the same tax savings. So we can either spend the money or pay the money in taxes. That's what we end up doing. You either spend the money and get something that adds value to you, or you can just give it to the federal government and they can go toss it to illegal aliens and single moms who don't want to pay their student loans off after telling you they were boss babes all these years and they was on top of it, and now they can't even pay their own student loan debts. So those are your choices. I can either go get an SUV for me or give it to them. And if you're really smart, you know what? I'm not going to say it because there are ears listening to me. But by the way, if you have a CPA, you might be able to figure out a way to do that every year. You might have a way to do it every year. There's a cost benefit to it. Don't get me wrong. There is. It can be tricky. If you buy the wrong one, it could come up snake eyes. But right now, just understand, if you got a CPA, you might want to talk to them about how you could do that every year. It's possible if you're willing to do that. But what I'm telling you is that for folks who's at a certain level, it's not a waste of wealth. It's preserving your wealth. Let me explain to you another thing right there. Case in point, right now in the current car market, you can get mad at me if you want to. I'm just telling the damn truth. Hey, if you listen, you might be able to do this yourself one day. Right now in the current car market, Ferraris and Lamborghinis are not losing their value. Let me say that again. Right now in the current car market, Lamborghinis and Ferraris are not suffering depreciation. They're not. Right now, you could buy a Lamborghini Aventador. Now they got the Revuelta out, which is the successor to Aventador. But you could buy and drive a Lamborghini Aventador for a year, buy and drive a Lamborghini Huracan for a year, and sell it for what you bought it for. It essentially will not suffer depreciation. How is that a waste of wealth? If you bought an item, cars are depreciating assets, not Lambos, Ferraris, McLarens, certain Porsches. If you got a newer Porsche 911, doesn't have a bunch of years or miles on it, they essentially are not suffering depreciation. As a matter of fact, some of them are appreciating in value. So much for a car isn't an appreciating asset. So much for that. So much for that. I want you all to understand, if you listen to somebody who doesn't know these things and doesn't deal with these things, they'll sit up here and that's a waste of money. That's a waste of wealth. And they don't have the wealth to buy these, so they don't understand what actually goes into it. Because if you've never actually bought one of these vehicles, you've never actually dealt with a dealer, then you don't know what you can do with it. So, yeah, now here's the other thing, and I want you to get out your pens and your notepads, because Shawnee O'Neal already knows this. Cardi B already knows this. Folks, do you want to know the real reason why it is that the Cardi Bs of the world buy these expensive vehicles and the Offsets of the world buy these expensive vehicles? It isn't for the, shameless flossing reasons that you might think. Let me explain to you. It's not for the reasons you might think. You better understand. You buy these because these people will not take you seriously. That's what I'm explaining. You buy these because people will not take you seriously. Folks do not take you seriously. Folks want to see proof. No, I ain't talking about the clowns out there renting cars. I'm talking about folks want to see proof. They want to see proof the level you moving at. They want to see some proof that you moving like that. There's hierarchies here. So getting these handbags is Cardi B showing where she ranks in the hierarchy. When Cardi B got a Birkin for every damn week of the year, she's showing you where she ranks in the hierarchy. She doesn't have to tell you, she can show you. So when she talks to the Walmart people, when she talks to the BET people, when she talks to the Grammy people, when she talks to 106, she ain't got to say nothing. They can look at her Instagram. They can talk to the dealers that she bought the cars from. Birkin will validate her. Hermes will vouch for Cardi B. Hotels will and here's the craziest part about this. Here is the insane part about this. Hotels, the most expensive hotels in America, will let Cardi B stay for nothing. My folks who work at these hotels and stuff, they'll let somebody like that stay for nothing. If she wants to stay there and give them well enough in advance, especially if it's on business, they will let her stay for nothing. Simply to be able to show that Cardi B chose our hotel. Who the hell are you not to choose us? We got Cardi B, we got Beyonce. They'll let her stay for nothing. Folk like that can get in for nothing. Oh yeah, one more thing, and penthouse. Not only can she stay there, she can stay penthouse. Now, I'm not saying everywhere, every time, because some places don't need it. But depending on how business is doing, they can get in for nothing. I'm not telling you. Go ask anybody who's worked at Ritz-Carlton. They'll tell you, not me. That's the way it goes. And then when she checks in, the manager is like, here's my number. Not the front desk. The manager. Jason, how do you know this? Remember, I've had documentary films I've made. I got some of those expensive people in America in them, and I've set them up at hotels. I ain't going to tell you which ones. I'm not going to set you up in hotels. I am going to tell you A couple of them in particular, the front desk was like, why did you not inform us that this person was going to be staying here? They were upset with me. New York and Los Angeles. I didn't know the rules at the time. I didn't know the rules. New York and Los Angeles, the folk at the desk were getting on me because they were like, why didn't you tell us? Because I booked it under my name. And I just figured that would be okay. When they got there, because I figured we just changed, once they got there and stuff, we changed it out because I booked it in my name. They were upset. Why didn't you tell us that this was the person who would be staying here? Because they're like, there's certain rooms we want to put them in. So next thing I know, my folk are getting mobbed. Here comes the manager down here. They're bringing them champagne. They're telling them, if you need anything, give me a call directly. Don't call the front desk. Call me directly. Don't call the front desk. This is my number. Call me. If there's anything, 24 hours a day, you can wake me up. You call me directly. So after that, I started learning, don't put it in my name anymore. If you got a celebrity, you put it in their name. You don't put it in yours. Oh yeah, and give them as much lead time as you can, because they're like, they want 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm sitting up here doing it the week of. They were like, if you gave us 2 or 3 weeks advance notice, we could have done what we usually do. And they prefer to do that because they don't want to stick celebrities on the same, it is what it is. Y'all don't have to like this. As you all know, anybody who works at a hotel knows they never use up all the rooms. When they got celebrities there, they want to put the celebrities far away from everyone else. They usually want to put them on a high floor and put them at the end of the hall. Anybody who's worked at Ritz-Carlton, Mandarin Oriental, or any of the others, they'll bear me witness. They usually want to put them on a high floor or at the end of the hall. They don't want to put them next to everybody else. They want to put them as far away from the general public as they can. Well, if you call them at the last minute or you do it the last 6 or 7 days, the rooms may be mostly full. And it's like, okay, they're going to have to do some jujitsu to get that around. Or in my case, you didn't tell them at all, and the person's just walking in the door. Now they're like, whoa, we know who you are. Why didn't you tell us you were coming? And they're like, well, Jason made the arrangements. Oh, man. Now they're like, why didn't you say something? We could have at least done an ambassador suite or something. Why didn't you tell us? I'm like, I ain't got to check in with you. But like I say, there's protocol, there's rules. At first, I was a little offended, but look, as I've gotten deeper into this, I understand there's protocol, there's rules. There's rules. There's a way that things are done for people who do legitimate business. Because here's my issue. You all stay at the Hilton. These are people who know the Hiltons. Remember? You book a room at the Hilton. I book a room at the Hilton. These people know the Hiltons. So we're talking about a different world. We're talking about a different world. Your handbag matters. Your shoes matter. Your earrings matter. The car you're driving matters. This matters in that world. This is what separates the real from the phony. This is what, because people are tracking you over time to see if you can keep up. It's a competition. It is a competition. They want to see if you can outlast. They want to see if you built to do this or if you're going to get run off. And yes, they are testing you. Yes, they are testing you. They want to know whether or not you're a one-hit wonder or whether this is real talent, whether this is real ability. They want to know if you really got it. That's the point. You dealing with folks who really got it, and they only want to deal with other people who really got it. No, it also matters for wealth. Okay, this is what I mean. In the chat room where Rebecca, like I said, you always got folk who never dealt with this. Have you seen the size of Jeff Bezos' yacht? How about Elon Musk's? How about their houses? This is what's wrong with the internet is folks on their cell phones guesstimating and assuming and wishing what they wish they knew. No, that's not the way it works. All these idiots talking about Mark Zuckerberg and his Honda didn't say nothing about his McLaren or his Ferrari. Because you want to believe that the wealthiest people see the world the way you do. No, they don't. That's a lie. The wealthiest people don't see the world the way you do, and the wealthier they are, the more distant from the population they are. That's why the family's wealth has to be put in a trust, because you can't trust the kids because they're too far away from reality. They don't see the world the way you do. Mark Zuckerberg does not want to drive your Nissan Altima. Warren Buffett does not want to drive your Honda Accord. Jeff Bezos does not want to take to the high seas in your fishing boat. He got that $500 million yacht for a reason. It's damn near an ocean liner unto itself. So what are you talking about? Well, I want to believe he sees it like me. Well, he doesn't. He doesn't. Neither does Elon. Neither does Jay-Z. Neither does Larry Ellison. Neither do any of the rest of them. The wealthiest people in this world, you ain't got nothing. Those are the ones who drove Rolls Royce to record profits the last 2 years. Those are the ones who did that. Yeah, Zuckerberg is wearing $500 shirts, $500 t-shirts. The wealthy don't spend money like that. Rebecca, you do realize you're not even saving face right now. Just pack it in. No disrespect. Just let it lie, baby. Let it lie. Let it lie. Just give up. Yeah, that's the killing part, is that they don't need designer logos to floss. They know what they got. They like cars that don't say what version it is. Because the value is on the inside, and they know it. Because in the world, what you just made is a very good point. You just made a very good point there. You might not know it. The Don Bishop 55, you made a very good point, might not know it. It's just like car enthusiasts. Just understand that when you're dealing with car enthusiasts, when car enthusiasts buy a specific type of car, there's a reason that they're okay that the car doesn't have a lot of badging on it. There's a reason why they're okay that the car might have only slight differences or slight changes from another model in the lineup. There's a reason why. Because in their world, in the world of people who can actually afford these things, it's part of their culture. If you know, you know. Did you get that? In their world, if you know, you know. That's what I mean by having proof that this is how you live. In their world, like some of the fellas in here, some of y'all can, there are some of you who could tell the difference between a BMW M Series M5 from a regular 5 Series. There are those of you, you know the difference between an Audi S versus there's the regular Audi versions A6, A7, A8 from the RS7, RS8. You can tell the difference between those and the RS series without seeing the RS on the grill. Especially a bunch of you dudes in here, you can tell the difference between the RS series versus the regular ones without even seeing the badge on the they got the little badge on the grill, but if somebody took it off, you could still recognize it. So if somebody tries to fake with you, you're going to be like, dude, if you don't stop lying, that's not an RS. It ain't. It ain't. Stop fooling, dude, that's not an RS. You can fool the general public, but for those who deal with these cars and know these cars, if you know, you know. That's the reason why faking a car that you don't have is so stupid. Doug DeMuro talked about that. He said the people who believe it don't know, and the people who know, you just look stupid in front of them. So when you got cars that cost a bunch of money, there's a reason why the folks who can afford it, it's status because they know you got the real thing. It's a status symbol that can't be faked. They know if it's real. They know if it's real. When you pull up in a Rolls Royce, you can't fake that. And they'll know if it's a late model or not. You can't fake that. So when you pull up at the spot in Miami, here's another thing. Folks got to see you in places. They got to see you in the places that they hang out, in the places that they go. You got to be seen. You don't have to be seen all the time, but you got to be seen. That's their version of getting around and being out there. And you got to have the right gear. So yes, your car does matter. It does. You have to show that these are your peers. Folks are looking to see if you still qualify. They're looking to see if you still in the game. This is competing at the highest levels. I don't give a damn what you heard about an NBA player who made $60 million and then he was driving a 20-year-old car. Congratulations. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. He ain't Shaq's world. So let's stop playing with ourselves. You ain't in his world. If you're looking to compete at that level, if you are not one of these Instagram chicks sitting up here deluding yourself, if you really are the baddest chick in the business, you got to be able to prove it. You can't just talk it. If you're going to dethrone Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B did, if you're going to dethrone Nicki Minaj, you got to be able to prove you that chick. You can't just say it, you got to prove it. Up one side and down the other. Okay, but that comes at a cost. That comes at a cost. Because the other thing is, the ultimate status symbol for a woman is the quality of the man that she has. That's the ultimate status symbol. And ladies, let me just say this exactly like it is. You can like it, you can hate it, you can love it, you can leave it, but it ain't gonna change the truth. When you go from being with a multi-millionaire to being with a thousandaire, baby, you done fell off. At the end of the day, that's it. You go from a millionaire to a thousandaire, the game for you is over. Your biggest status symbol is the quality of man that you got. You got a man that everyone looks up to. You look up to. Folks say his name and people say, oh, I know exactly who that is. That's your dude? She driving the car. You ain't driving the car and living the life until that man validates that. Now you the baddest chick. Now you got it. You didn't have it before, but now you do. Because you see, your life is balanced. Your life matches. So now the car and the clothes and the house and the man, they are all in balance. If you're really lucky, you can start with the man first. What good does it do for you to have the house and no man? That doesn't give you status. You got the man, it's like, oh, he validates you. You must be real. He's validating that. That's why it won't work. That's why it can't happen. She's going to need somebody more set than offset to validate her. Baby, who's that going to be? Who is that going to be? Who's going to come in the door caked up $50, $100 million? And he's going to bypass all the other competition and come to you. Who's that going to be? Some Jeffrey Epstein type dude? Who is it going to be? And furthermore, is Cardi B going to get with some cross-eyed IT executive? Oh, I said it. Come on now. The other crazy part about what she's saying is can you all really imagine Cardi B with some cross-eyed Silicon Valley type? Not Silicon. She's Silicon Valley. I'm talking about Silicon Valley. Can you imagine her with that? Can you imagine her with a Bill Gates type? Come on, man. That would be death of her career. That would be career suicide. Even if she wants to make her own money, that's career suicide. How's she gonna make any more money and she's sitting over here with damn me Pee Wee Herman? If a lady can't brag on the dude, the guy, the relationship is dead. At the end of the day, fellas, you can be the biggest ass there is. Chicks will even overlook for a time if the money ain't as big as where she was, if she can brag on you, and if she sees you have a clear, concrete pathway to get there. Now, when she finally recognizes and wakes up and sees you ain't gonna get there, it doesn't matter. But until then, a female, if she wants to know she got a dude she can brag on. She got to hide you under a damn blanket. Cardi B ain't gonna have that. Cardi B is not going to be stuck with a dude she got to hide under a blanket. She's going to want a dude that she can walk out there with just like she did Offset. So when she gets out of one side of the car and he steps out the other side, everything is balanced, everything is straight. That's the only thing that gives you status. That man right there, his grind, his focus, his determination, that's what does it. Ain't nothing else happening. Nothing else. No! Single moms can't upgrade. If y'all could upgrade, you'd be out there doing it, damn it. Single moms can struggle and survive, but upgrade, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? And even if you did pull a Ciara, all you gonna get is some beta hoe built nigga who you can't be proud of. Ciara is ashamed of Russell Wilson. You don't hear her talk about his Ciara everywhere she went. She's talking about Future. You ain't heard her talk about Russell Wilson. Yeah, when's the last time y'all heard Ciara talking about how much fun she had at church? Come on now. Auntie, chill. When's the last time y'all heard about Ciara talking about, oh, we really did love Bible study out there? What? Come on now, don't play with me. While you sitting up here talking about Ciara did that, Ciara's soul is shriveling up. Ciara's soul is shriveling up. Every time she turns around, she's like, damn it, I ain't got Future to do this with. I'ma just act like I got Future even if I don't. Cause you know what? She still wishes she had that because there is no shine to be had from being with Russell Wilson. You can buy all the furs, all the clothes, all the cars. Russell Wilson drags down the value of the real estate. And that's the truth.
And deal with it, nigga.
But it's true. The only thing females want from Russell Wilson is his money. There's not a female in here. You never heard a female talk about she loves Russell Wilson's personality. Like, nigga, use a square. Nerdy square chicks don't like Russell Wilson. Okay, here's the problem. There's only so much security a woman needs. At some point, she's gonna want some passion. Oh, then I'm talking about this tonight. At some point, a woman wants to have some passion. Fellas, I mean, I'm just saying, look, when you talk about that thing that they talk about attraction and primal urges, she wants to have sex with him. What she's saying is she wants to feel some passion. She wants to have that emotional ignition. She wants a guy who ignites her emotionally. There is no substitute for passion. I'm just telling you, fellas, you can fight human nature if you want to. There ain't no substitute for that. Why do you think women go around getting breast implants? Because breast implants ignite passion in a man. Why do you think women love walking around showing their breasticles hanging out? Because that ignites passion in a man. Why do you think they go around with their rear ends tooted up? Because that ignites passion in men. It's just true. A fella, women understand, men can't even really control it. It's involuntary. She doesn't have to work to make it happen. As soon as she does it, bam, it's going to go off. A woman is going to want passion. She's going to want something about you that she can't control. That's what passion means. Look up the definition of passion. At the heart of passion is volatility and uncontrollability. Well, hostility and uncontrollability. Those are the two elements that comprise all passion. Whether you have a passion for art or a passion for sports, or you're passionate about another person, or that other person is passionate about you, there has to be an element of uncontrollability, and there must be an element of borderline hostility. The passion isn't fueled by love. Passion is fueled by animosity. Oh, y'all didn't know that? Well, it's true. Passion doesn't skew towards love. It actually skews more towards animosity. More like you hate to love them, or you love to hate them, but it's more like that. That's why women stick with a dude who's productive, but he does little roguish stuff. Ladies, with you with a guy who is productive and successful, but he does these little roguish things. He winks at other women. He call you but don't text back later. He leaves you on red for a couple days. He tell you he gonna be with you, stick with you for 30 minutes, off with the fellas. He out there chasing the money. You might find out about another chick. Okay, for the one moment the women don't like it, but for the other, she's like, okay, he's proven his worth. That's passion. And a woman wants that in a relationship. It is what it is. Fellas, if you're talking about women are emotional creatures, it is what it is. It is what it is. Women want passion. Square dudes don't present passion. Beta males don't present passion. What kind of marriage are you in with this beta ass nigga sitting up here singing hymns to you every week? Do you think that's what Ciara thought her life was going to be at 40? How many of you in here really believe that Ciara thought her life at 40 was going to be her sitting up here singing Bible verses and hymns with Russell Wilson? How many of you thought that's where she imagined she was going to be? Jason, you wrong. That's exactly where Ciara wanted to be. Future was wearing her out with all that secularism there. She just needed a good Christian. Man, that's really what you think. Is that why she walking around with her ass out? Is that why Ciara is still walking around with her ass out? Okay, fellas, I'm going to say this tonight and hurt the ladies' feelings, and I'm going to wrap this up. Don't listen to what women say. Listen to what they do. If your little beta simp ass was good enough, if that's what she liked, if you were making an imprint on her, she would let go of the way she was doing things. If Cardi B really wanted to be with a square-ass Silicon Valley type, she'd be acting like a square-ass Silicon Valley chick. Every time she opens up her mouth, she talks like a chick belong with Offset. If Ciara really wanted a good little Christian boy like Russell Wilson, she'd be acting like a square-ass Christian girl. But she's not. And you ain't gonna fake her into that. There's only so much of that she can tolerate and stand, and she gonna choke on it. There's only so much squareness a woman can stand, and I'm talking about the little chicks in here with glasses. The little square chicks with glasses don't want to do it. Even she doesn't want a square dude. Even she doesn't. That's the problem. Fellas, you got to face facts. At the end of the day, even your biggest little eyeglass wearing nerd wants a badass chick. He don't want another little Coke bottle wearing chick next to him. He's like, hey, I got the Coke bottles on lock. I need something bad over here. It's the truth. You know why? Because this ignites passion. He's motivated. It overwhelms his senses. He doesn't have to fight over that. One of y'all ain't gonna get the job done. One of you is forgettable. The other one kind of just overrides everything. That's my point. And there is no substitute for it. There isn't. Either you got it or you don't. Ladies, in order for you to upgrade to the level she talking about, to be that chick, you got to ignite something in the dude. You got to ignite him. If you can, maybe you can upgrade, but the problem is for the general population now, let's quit playing. Let's quit playing around. A single mom with 3 kids, who does that ignite? Maybe if the kids are gone, but a single mom with 3 kids, and then she got to be bad. But who exactly is that going to ignite? Let's stop the daydreaming and the wishing. And by the way, this is the nice version of what I have to say tonight. Tomorrow on my Patreon, I've got the not so nice version. Because what we've had, and I will tell you, after last week's unpleasantness, I will just put it that way. After last week's unpleasantness, and I'm not going to necessarily drag that on, but I'm just going to say after last week's unpleasantness on Patreon, yeah, I feel like it's necessary for me to deal with this intern issue. I really got to deal with this intern issue and why it is that certain folks, most of you can't make it. Because I'm getting a bunch of females asking me about interning now. And I'm like, every time I turn around, that happens. But there's a reason why most of y'all are not going to qualify for it and can't qualify for it. So tomorrow on Patreon, in light of last week's contretemps, in light of last week's little row, and if you weren't there, you need to be subscribed to it so you can see it. But in any case, in light of that, I want to deal with that and put it in its proper perspective. You're just talking down on us. Ladies, I'm not talking down on you. What I'm saying is know your worth. Know your worth. If you are a single mom, and if you are so lucky as to meet a producer, hang on with both hands. If you lose it, just understand it's all downhill from here, because mathematically speaking, it only can be. You're not Shawnee O'Neal, and even if you were, you ain't gonna get what she got. And even if you could, we're waiting to see if she can hold on to what she's got. But for the most part, that upper class you were thinking about, you can kiss that goodbye. You can't do it and he can't do it. You're leaving the millionaire world and going back to the thousandaire world, and you're about to find out that, by the way, yeah, inflation's messed up things so badly, you can't really get over that hump. And most likely, if you're a single mom, you're going to be with an ultra buck broken beta. You're going to be with a broke. You better get ready to be with Mr. Boring. He's coming up to you with his Uno cards and his manga collection. He's taking you Wednesday Bible study. He wants to go to Comic-Con. He's sitting up here trying to show you his pocket protectors. He wants you to see how much processing power his Pentium has. And you gonna be sitting there acting like, oh, this is the bee's knees. This is just great. This is wonderful. Well, as long as he paid the bills, I mean the kids, okay, and it's crushing your soul. Come on now. Ladies, you know it's true. Can y'all tell the truth? You can't even get a proper sugar daddy today. The young chicks will tell you that. It ain't no proper sugar daddies left. You got some weird ass nigga who chews his toenails. He's got weird habits. This nigga stay up at night watching the History Channel at 2 in the morning. I mean, this nigga literally drinks a glass of milk before he goes to bed. Literally. Like, who in the hell did I marry? He treats me, I mean, you know, I used to be with Shaquille O'Neal, but I'm not. Okay. All right. Go ahead and do that. The nigga starches his underwear. Ladies, can y'all tell the truth? How many of you have been with that nigga that starches his underwear? Tell the damn truth. Fellas, if you one of them dudes, I'm like, okay, that might be TMI. James, that might explain a lot about life, brother. I don't know. It just depends. I ain't gonna judge you, but all right, brother, if you having them issues, just let me know. No, I'm just saying ain't nobody really trying to hang out with that dude. What the hell you talking about? There's not a single female in here. Not one of you females yet has said, Jason, I would love to have a boring guy who watches the Discovery Channel at 2 in the morning with his glass of milk and his onesie on. Yes, Jason, what I need is a faithful beta who drives a Subaru WRX and take care of me and the 3 kids, and we'll figure out a way to make it work. Is it really? Really? So that's it, right? Yes, Jason, you're too materialistic. Are you kidding me? This nigga is a plank of wood. You are just caustic and toxic and okay. And how do you think you're going to be seeing life after 24 months? Well, make it work. Are you kidding me? Only if she can avoid him. The only way that works is if she can avoid him. If he's got a house big enough that she can be camped out on one end and he be on the other end, the only time she got to see him is when he comes to bed. And this is one of these niggas. Oh, I got to say it, fellas. I got to say it like it is. This will be one of these niggas who sits up here and wiggles your damn toe when he wants some sex. Ladies, can we just tell it like it is? It's like, oh, you can just see you're depreciating the value of your sex organ every time he shows up. It's like, oh man, here he comes. Here he comes. Oh. You feel like a prostitute. Like, well, gotta pay the rent. Gotta feed the kids. You know full damn well if you're married to a beta when you wake up in the morning before he does, just so you can get out to bed. You're like, yeah, that was a good 4-5 hours of sleep. Let me get up. I got to mill around. Let me put some distance between me and him. The chat room, my name is Corey, said, JB is telling the truth. I have a homie who drives a WRX and a manga collection taking care of 3 kids that ain't his. Oh, his life is terrible. His life is awful. You know whose life is worse? The woman he with. She was like, any port in the storm. I'm like, this port has a WRX. Ain't no Bentleys over here. And she's like, well, I can make it. And then she's stuck with him for a minute. Ooh, hell, this is rough. She's like, wait a minute. I don't want to watch no damn Cartoon Network. This nigga coming through the door. Attack on Titan season 4 is out. She's just sitting there like Lort. I'm just saying. I know I'm hurting folks' feelings here tonight, but I had to tell the truth. Come on now. Come on. A woman wants a man whose life she can relate to. She wants a man whose life she can relate to. There's going to be passion there. The rest of you fellas, I'm like, okay. Hey, you better check out what she said, because your little Subaru WRX, just understand, old girl is waiting around till a nigga with an S-Class come through. She's only answering the phone for you till a nigga with an S-Class roll by. After that, you going to be sitting on Rolo Tomasi's channel, and they was on the couch. She was calling him daddy. You can hear Rolo. And what was it that woke you up? The slapping noises? Oh. So fellas, you've been warned. That's all I can do is tell you. And to the ladies, you've been told, y'all already know this. Y'all all sitting around trying to figure out if you can find, I'm looking for the millionaire simp who doesn't know his value. The women are sitting up here saying, know your value. Meanwhile, they're trying to get an unfair raw deal from a fella who doesn't know his. Think about that for a few moments. The women are out here trying to give a raw deal. They trying to give a raw deal while she's screaming, I know my worth. Meanwhile, she wants to sit up here and make a fool of herself. Let me get a fella who sits up here and doesn't know his worth. Let me get a fella who don't know his worth. I know my worth. You're overpriced. He needs to know my worth too. He's underpriced. Well, I think it evens out. I'm giving sex, he giving money, and I'm going to ride out from here. This is a badass deal, ma'am, if I'm hurting your feelings.
And deal with it, nigga.
Ladies, you've been told, I ain't hating. You're going to end up with a basic little, working class dude. And eventually, oh, no, I got to say it, ladies. Oh, I'm going to say it. What's going to happen? Some folks asked me before, what's going to happen? I'm serious. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen, ladies, is that as the years go on, as the years drag on, you and your little beta simp, you and your little perpetual college student, you and your little, he's my best friend. As the years go on, you and he are going to sit there and basically wring each other's souls out. Ladies, you're going to find yourself as time goes on when you realize that you've hit your ceiling. You've bumped up against the top of that ceiling. and that the life you're living with him, this is as good as it's ever going to be. There will be no passion. There will be no spontaneity. Every day is Groundhog's Day. It's going to be the same damn thing. And over time, you're going to find yourself walking into the living room. Maybe you got a TV in the bedroom. You'll find yourself avoiding him if you can, but eventually over time, if you choose to stick it out with him, you're going to find yourself changing. Oh yeah. Ladies, you're going to find yourselves changing. You used to be that fly chick. You used to be that done-up chick. You used to be that it girl. You used to be the woman. But you stick with that little dude long enough. You stick with him long enough as he regales you to his anime collection. As he sits up here and gives you the annotated history of Marvel Comics. As he tells you the autobiography of Ren and Stimpy. As you sit there in front of your television and you used to be somebody who was plugged into the world, now you are plugged in to hit the Christian Broadcasting Network. Well, he's an athlete. Like, how the hell did I become a sexy young woman with old woman problems? Ladies, these are old lady problems. Now you get up in the mornings and you realize that's becoming your life. You starting to wear them socks with the damn color stripes on them. The little thin color stripes. Oh, Lord, you're starting to look like your grandmama. You're starting to not care the way you look. You used to get your hair done. You used to get your nails done. Next thing is, that's when the woman starts falling off, is when she stops caring. Starts with the hair. It all goes downhill after that. That's what men look for. When women stop doing their hair, oh, it's a wrap. It's all downhill. She is becoming her mama or her grandmama. She used to wear sexy clothes. Now she's wearing a duster. Now she's wearing a nightgown. She used to wear lingerie or less. Now she's wearing a nightgown. You like, wait a damn minute. Which aisle of Fredericks of Hollywood did they sell this on? Where was the nightgown aisle at the pink store? I done took you there plenty of times. I missed that. Where'd you pick this up from? Well, I see some folks are offended at me now, so. Ladies, I'm just telling you, you sitting up here, if you do downgrade, I just want you to understand, there's a reason that you wanted a man who was at the top. Men at the top don't move that way. Fellas trying to get to the top don't move that way. And that's what you liked and loved. He's spontaneous. He's ambitious. There's passion in his life. There's something he's passionate about. He's still in the game and he's still competitive. And that competitive spirit runs everything around him. Or you can just give up your damn self and get ready. Get ready. As you slowly increase from size 8 to 12 to 16. You start walking slower. Clothes don't fit right and they're all kinds of crazy colors. But they love you at Comic-Con, so. All right, ladies. All right. Yeah, you can upgrade. Yeah, you can upgrade. Sure. That downgrade is a son of a gun. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, CashApp, Super Chat, Venmo. Big shout out here to my man Project Leroy buying the likes tonight. We appreciate that. Larry's Anything Goes LLC. Thank you very much for contributing and supporting as well. Plant-Based Trucker. My man G-Mac. I know, bro. Definitely thank you very much for giving us thank you for tuning in to tonight's program here. If you are new here to The Business, welcome to the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we're here. If you haven't joined our Patreon, well, like I say, we told you fireworks happen. You were warned. The link is in the description. We'll be doing it here tomorrow, 12 noon Central Time. You are more than invited to join us. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program. Thank you for watching live or recorded. Thank you for contributing through PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo. Thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will handle you.